There it is.
There
Golden.
it
We're live.
is.
Not
Hey.
golden, sterling. It's more like it. Hello, you guys. Good evening. Let me ask you real quick because we were just chatting about this behind the scenes. Okay. Is it linked on his channel? It should be, but we also are newbies and we don't know. So we rely on you guys to know.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it is.
Oh my God. We need Aaron. I don't know how to do it.
I
But can
know. I
you
wish
see
I'd
the
called him
chat?
earlier. What?
Can you see the chat?
I can see the chat. I think I can see the chat. 359. Yeah, I can see the chat. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I really don't like this though. It doesn't feel fair that it's not on your channel.
You know what? Aaron's doing a really short video. And then what we'll do is I'll get on the phone with him and we'll figure out, and then we can stream the second half on my channel with you. How about that?
Okay, so you can have him talk you through it while we're live.
Yeah, because it's one button. It's just one button somewhere. It's sort of funny that it's not as easy as you think it would be because I'm pretty tech savvy. I don't understand why it's that hard, but it's one button somewhere that once you press it, it happens. Yeah. Yep. And Aaron showed me last week. I just forgot because, so long ago. John Stowski. I said his name wrong again this week.
Oh, I got it right. Like I fall asleep to it. Like I really have it drilled into my head now. Thank you. Enjoying the church hat, Melissa. Thank you so much. I am a hat girl through and through, guys, except not in the summer. Like I have a hat maker in Kansas City that makes me hats by hand. But I also have a hat company that I love called Lack of Color that's from Australia. They're Australian. And I just want to say I'm embarrassed that I have this hat on. I don't know why. I don't typically think I should wear a hat on a live, but I've had this on since I went to brunch this morning and we all know what that means. My hair looks like shit. So whoops, probably just demonetized myself. But you know what? That's $13 lost and I'm not going to worry about it. Anyway, that's why I'm wearing this silly hat. So I hope that's okay with everyone. Hi, Martin. He's in the chat. What did he say? I love Martin. He's in Denmark. That hat is so much fun. Someone made herself pretty for her boyfriend. Oh, well, thank you for pointing that out. That doesn't make things awkward at all. Guys, it's Sterling, and we've been talking about him all week. Oh, Aaron's live just finished.
Oh, it did. It did.
Do you want to call him?
Maybe I should. Let me I'll text him and say, give me a call.
Okay.
And everyone's going to see live how much Aaron helps everyone else with this stuff.
Aaron is very helpful.
Yes, he is. I just don't know if we want to, I don't know if we want to restart.
Well, you know what you can do if you want to? You can mute it and call him. If you want to hit mute and he can walk you through what to do while I just chat with everybody.
Yeah. Why don't you pull me out and then,
really? That's what I mean though. You don't have to.
1 second, actually. Let me check one more time here. Hang tight.
Okay, hold on. Barb just said, we think Sterling just has to hit the go live on his StreamYard thing.
Yeah, no, I don't have it on. I don't have that option. I really don't have that option, guys. I wish I did. It's not simple. I know there's something where the person that creates the initial live has to click a button that allows it to go both places. When we looked up tech support for it, the obvious answer was to add another area to stream to. I did that, but that requires that you put in your password and all, whatever. I mean, Reese, I could bounce back over to your team thing and just click straight on that and see what happens. But I don't know if that would do it or not. I really don't. It's one of the world's great mysteries.
Do you want to try that?
No, because I don't want to bounce everyone out. Let's see if Aaron calls me. If not, let's just go. It's not a loss for me. I'm here to enjoy the conversation.
Yeah.
I could always post it after.
You can, but I feel like this is going to be a long lasting relationship where we do this a lot. I want it to be on both of our streams.
And unfortunately, 7 days wasn't enough time for me to figure out.
I know I feel stupid about it myself, but I really haven't talked to Aaron much since our trivia thing. I called him yesterday for like 3 minutes. That's the amount of time. Ren B, I just have to tell you real quick, babe, I didn't text you today, but after I went to brunch, I went to Anthropology. today was the last day of their sale, and I was going to text you all the stuff I got because I got some really cute. I got some cute stuff. I just wanted her to know that. Everybody's really liking this hat. Okay, well, I don't feel weird about it then. Thank you so much, everyone. If you love it, you should look at Lack of Color because they have amazing hats.
Reese is in her Sunday best.
Is that right?
You are very well dressed. I'm in California, so I'm super casual. I'm wearing a ball cap, a surf naked t-shirt, and
is that from Aviator Nation?
That is from Aviator Nation.
I love Aviator Nation.
It's good. It's expensive. It is really expensive. But
they sometimes have good sales.
The material is nice, and I like comfortable clothes over looks. I'm more of a
and they make their stuff out of California, so it's
you know a lot about Aviator Nation.
I do. I love fashion, and I love sustainable, and I love supporting people like that. Honestly, companies like that are
right, and it's local. I think it was actually founded in Malibu or yes. Santa Monica. So I think the landmark or whatever the flagship store is right in Malibu. So every once in a while I'll swing in there. But again, expensive,
but again, I don't mind paying for certain things. Couple of my favorite designers are in California, and one of them is a handbag designer named Claire V, and I absolutely love her, and her bags are expensive, but I probably have 50 of them, to be honest. I just like supporting that kind of stuff. Did he write you back?
He did, and I wrote him back now.
Okay. Guys, yeah, thank you for that. I honestly like to be dressed up most of the time. Before I didn't work, I dressed like this all the time. I have closets full of clothes like this that I don't have anywhere to wear anymore. And because I went out and about today, I got dressed up and my hair looked like crap, so I threw a hat on. So thank you for that. Did Sterling watch last night's live? I don't know.
Last night's live. I think I caught up. By the way, Aaron's saying that it's something you can turn on yours. So maybe, Sterling, where he said you surf naked. Wouldn't you like to know?
Can we get a date and time, please?
Yeah, no, surfing naked, guys, if you've ever surfed, that will not work. I am sorry.
I think it's illegal.
When you are paddling in, being naked, it would be very uncomfortable. So I would not suggest it. I don't know why it is it's a phrase. I like to wear the shirt when I go play volleyball. But that being said, so that's all, and that's all I have to say about that. Aaron says that you could turn on from your end, so maybe he's going to reach out to you. There's just a button you can click now. It'll start streaming to my channel, but it'll start right now, which is totally fine. Hey,
how do I do it?
I think he's going to text you that or call you. Oh, he said she needs to click settings, then guests. So click settings.
Okay. Your microphone's doing that thing. Okay, then what?
Then guests. I don't see guests. Oh, you probably have guests on yours.
Okay. Did anything just happen?
The top box on guests will say guests can stream to their own destinations.
Yes.
And you click that. Oh, stream to your audience. Now I get a button. It popped up. Dude, Aaron, you're the bomb.
Aaron, God, I love that man. Thank you, Aaron. We love you. Not that he's watching. He doesn't watch my stuff.
Of course he's watching. I need to name this a chat with relatable.
Can you guys keep talking, Sterling? Can you guys hear that when he talks? Is it? Oh, look at him. Look at this little sweetheart carrot stick. Look at him. God, he's so cute. I get mad at him, but it's hard to stay mad at him. It really is.
Very hard.
I get upset, and then I just think of his shiny bald head and his little scruffy, his little gingery beard, and I just melt, which is hard to get me to do since I'm a piece of ice. You guys, yeah, Sterling has static cling on his mic, crackling. Yes. Okay. So you hear it too. It's really annoying because it wasn't there a minute ago.
You know, it's funny, but now it's all of a sudden I'm in a different, I'm using Mozilla Firefox and now it pops up as a problem. That's annoying. You know what? But here, I'm going to play this and I'm going to listen and see. 1 second. You know what? But here, I'm going to play this and I'm going to listen. Oh, I hear it.
It's really crackly.
Okay. Let's try this.
I hear it.
Aaron, can you fix that too, please?
Okay. Did it just? It's funny. I bet you anything it's Mozilla. So guess what,
Oh,
Reese?
there you go. He said, yeah, I
Yeah.
use Chrome. Aaron makes
Yes,
me
so
use
do I.
Chrome.
I was trying to switch over. So guess what I'm going to do, Reese? I'm going to bounce out and I'm going to come back in Chrome. Let me think. Actually, you know what? I wonder if I can just here. 1 second. All right, I'm bouncing out of here.
All right. Well, we'll see you later. You take care, you little koala bear. Let's see, guys. Somebody sent a super chat. Where'd it go? There it is. Blake Reed. Hey, Reese. Hey, Sterling. Love you guys. Y'all be swamped 24/7. Blakey, I'm so glad you're here. And thank you for your super chat, Blake. I'm glad we're going to be able to stream this from his channel. It just doesn't feel balanced or fair. Doesn't Fox News say that? Fair and balanced? That was weird. Amy Edge, I hope I make it through the entire live. I love y'all's dynamic. Should I be reading these with Sterling? Probably. It seems selfish of me. He can add himself.
Hey,
He's back. Okay, so hold on. Now you're on the other side. Weren't you on that side? You sure were.
apparently it's a Chrome feature that I can switch sides. It's awesome.
Okay, yeah. Aaron said he needs to use Firefox. We hear you fine now.
What? Totally?
Yeah, it's clear
Awesome.
again. I
Awesome.
wanted you to see this with us. I hope I make it through the entire live. I love y'all's dynamic. So
Oh,
sweet,
thank
Amy.
you.
We couldn't
Tampa
love
B
you
man. Now,
anymore.
can I ask, does that mean Tampa B man is from Tampa?
Yeah, she lives
Oh,
in Tampa. That's
good.
Barb Mangano, and I'm sure I just tore up that last name, but she's amazing.
Blake Reed is Barb Mangano?
No, that's Barb Mangano,
Oh,
Tampa B man.
okay.
That's Blake Reed, and we love Blakey too. I was wondering, have you ever been to a shooting range? If so, what are your favorite guns to shoot? Mine are the Beretta, Kimber, and recently the okay. What a weird question, Blake. Where'd that come from? You silly Sally.
I think he's thinking that because of your hat that you must have been a cowboy. And
Oh,
so you
okay.
shoot guns, yeah.
Because I look like a dude from Tombstone. Cool.
I didn't say that. I don't shoot guns. I'm not a big fan of guns. I don't like having something in my hand that can do that much damage to another human being. That being said, I have a lightsaber in my closet, so hey, but it's just a toy. Yeah, I don't. Do you have an answer for that? I don't shoot guns.
So I went and got my concealed carry a couple years ago, Blake, and I had never fired a gun in my life. And obviously you had to pass the course. Scared the ever living out of me. I never got used to it. I hated firing that thing. Then Jeff bought me a Ruger LCP at a gun show. I've never fired it. I don't know how to use it. And I've never fired a gun since. So the answer is no. Guns make me uncomfortable just because it's a lot of power. That's why instead of carrying that, I've started carrying a fax machine. As you guys know, I carry that thing everywhere. Love you, Barb.
Deadly with the fax machine.
Yeah, I got the biggest, heaviest one they had, and I've been carrying it in a giant bag, and I just swing that thing around when somebody wants to test me.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't know how. I'm not against them at all. I'm totally not against it if you know what you're doing. That's my thought on that.
And I know a lot of people will think because I'm from California, maybe Oregon. No, guys, I grew up in a cult. No reason to have a gun, nor could I afford one, much less the ammunition. And absolutely, where I was positioned for the longest time, you couldn't have a gun. Security kept anyone that had a gun by chance. Security kept all those locked up, of course, right? Because if you had a gun, you could get out.
Right. Yeah, but
gun.
I just want to be clear that I have nothing against them. And as a matter of fact, I kind of wish that I did know. I feel like it's one of those things you'd rather have it than wish you had it. So, but I also don't ever feel unsafe enough. Like I don't feel like I need to carry. But I do feel like Jeff travels quite a bit. It would be cool to know how to protect myself if I needed to. And I would never, ever, ever get it out because I don't know how. And I feel like enough cops and in my training they were like, if you don't know how to use this thing, it can be used against you. They can obviously. So no, I'm just not cool with it because of that. But if other people do, I think if you know what you're doing, you know how to fire, you know how to clean it, you know how to take care of it, all that stuff. I have no disrespect there.
Awesome. I mean, to make an awesome dad joke, I do have a gun when I play left field in softball. I throw people out at home plate all the time. That's the only gun I possess. So,
well, I think we got our tickets to your gun show though,
right?
When you adjust your mic, am I right?
Yes. For a somewhat small guy, I've got a pretty good shoulder. I do take care of my shoulder. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Was I supposed to, Reese, was I supposed to tell everyone what I did all day until this live?
Oh yeah, you guys, he did call me and filled me in on what he did all day.
Yeah.
Please, please, yeah.
So based on Reese's theories of my daily life, which by the way, I was laughing hysterically at yesterday when you did this, when you talked about it on your live. I thought it was so funny. People tend to think that I'm all out all the time. Really, I'm not. But so I had granola this morning for breakfast. Then I went on a 2-hour hike. Then I went and swam some laps in the pool, did some ab crunches, played a softball game at 1:15, finished that, did a little bit of yoga, came back, sat in jacuzzi for a while, had half a salad and a crouton, got
And a
my
sugar
ginger
packet?
beer.
Did you get your sugar packet?
Sugar packet, got my ginger beer, and then here I am with Reese.
Okay. See, so we were right, guys. We had it completely correct. Our assumptions and stereotyping Sterling.
Oh, is it stereotyping? But it amused me so much because it is something that people think, okay, I actually am pretty chill and relaxed. And I would say about 90% of the ladies that I've dated have not been sporty. And I actually sort of prefer that. If I'm with someone, I'm going to do my sport thing, then I'm going to come back. I really love going to the movies. I love going to Italian restaurants. I will find the best Italian restaurants I can, have a glass of wine. I like hearing live music in a park. I like just relaxing. If I go on vacation, if I ever go on vacation, I may go on a hike every once in a while, but I will absolutely sit by the pool, drink margaritas, and read my book the entire day and have no problem with not accomplishing a single thing. So I have different levels of speeds I go at. Now, I'm already exhausted, Sterling. Mind you, I'm posting photos on my community page on YouTube, which does look like I'm always doing something. But guys, that's over a long span of time. Those are just photos that I've had stored that I'm putting up there because I wanted to show living life. But on a normal basis, I do play my sports. I will have 4 or 5 things a week I'll do, but that's 1 hour in the evening or 2 hours or something like that. I like to read. I like to just sit and listen to music sometimes and just chill. If the person didn't want to go a hike, I would not take them on a hike. I have, like, you ever hiked with someone who doesn't like to hike? Not fun. I can tell you that right now.
I
But
can imagine, but I'm not
I've
all
gone
about
off on that,
fitness,
yeah.
so I can only guess.
And I actually hate working out. Hate working out. But
we can tell.
I'm 47. You have to now work out in order to keep playing. It's unfortunate it's that way, but you actually have to. You have no choice in the matter. So I do have to work out because of that. But I hate working out. Oh God, I hate working out. Anyways, but I do love sports.
He loves the sporty sports, guys.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So that pretty much summed that up, by the way, because the other night, Sterling, I'm pretty sure you know that we were talking about you.
A little bit. I heard about that. Actually, I had a friend call me and tell me that you were. I finished one of Aaron's podcast. You want to call them podcast, YouTube things. And then I bounced onto that one and I finished it by like 8:00 at night. And I was laughing so hard. I thought it was
did you have a friend call you and rat us out?
Oh yeah. Like,
did you really?
Did you hear? No. You know what she actually said? She said,
"Who's the leak? Who's the mole in here? We were supposed to keep quiet."
I've got a mole, but she'll never be disclosed.
What did he or she say? Oh, it's a female. What did she say?
She sends all
tell
these
you if
little
it's
notes.
true or not.
She
probably
summarizes.
embellished.
You know what she actually said? She said, "Oh my God, Reese just said the nicest things about you on her live. That was so sweet."
What else okay, now give us the bad stuff.
Nope, that was it. That was actually it. Though she did later on watch the live and laugh at the explanation because she knows me. Her and her husband, we've gone on vacation together. And they're the ones that would try to convince me to go out and do excursions. And I'm like, no, I'm sitting next to the pool with my margarita. I'm reading my book, not doing anything else, not driving anywhere. I'm going to just sit and relax. And that's what
I do have to say we have that in common majorly. If I take a vacation, I don't understand people who have like an itinerary on vacation. Like I've had a couple family members reach out and they're like, we should all go to Disney World. And I'm like, are you like vacation? In my opinion is like you just said, like, I don't know that I'm going to read.
Yeah.
I might read, but I definitely want to like lay on the beach or lay by a pool And, I'm thinking like definitely probably some chips and some kind of dip, preferably like salsa. But, I could definitely do like a sour cream and onion if you wanted.
Oh, sounds so
Or
good.
or a
All of it.
pimento cheese dip if you're in Charleston. I'm fine with that. I'm
Okay.
just saying that I don't wanna move a lot. I just wanna kinda soak up the sun. Um, for me, I like to bone down when I'm in different places, but, that's about it. That's probably it.
You have to put those in your sexual passport. No, I think boning in different towns is absolutely vital, especially if you're traveling. But to be clear, I think there's two different types of vacations. The vacation where you go to a resort where it's all inclusive, where people are bringing you drinks and food all day and you don't have to lift a finger. Fantastic. If I go to Rome, if I go anywhere in Italy, if I go to London, then I am on the move seeing attractions. But
For sure, in
what I'll
another
always do,
country.
what I'll always do is pick a great place to have dinner, and I will sit down and I will run that dinner out 2.5 hours, 3 hours with friends that I have there or whatever it may be, depending on the city I'm in,
And
and
why
just
wouldn't
enjoy it.
you?
Because I mean, in the Sea Org, we were given 15 minutes for meal breaks. So when I first got out, people were like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you scarfing down your food like
Yes.
someone's about to take it from you?"
Yeah, that's kinda sad. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Yes, Julie, yes. I love Charleston. I love Charleston and I love Savannah.
And
Um,
I haven't been to the South except for Georgia. I would love, and I was only in Georgia for a week. I would love to travel there.
yeah,
Love to
it's a
travel.
lot of fun. I really like Charleston, but I'm the same. So that's true. I said I don't like to move much. That's true. I mean, I like to go out to eat. And I do love to shop. I love fashion. I love checking all that stuff out, especially like anytime I'm in another city, I immediately look up and search all the local places, like boutiques and stuff. I don't shop at chains, but so I do like to do that too. But Charleston's a great place for shopping.
Sorry, I didn't want that one to pass because I want to mention it, but please finish what you're saying.
No, it's okay. We've got
Oh,
them starred anyway. We're missing quite a few. I
okay.
tried your Paloma recipe recently and damn if I wasn't the best. Blake, I'm surprised you don't know this about me. I don't drink. I don't drink at all.
I didn't know
Um,
that.
no, I've never drank. That's why on that live with Aaron, when I first started my channel, Aaron was like, "We have to drink."
Oh,
So
but you were doing White Claws, I thought.
yeah, I had a half of a White Claw. I don't drink at all. On my 21st birthday, my mom, because we both know I don't have any friends either. My mom took me out, and or we each ordered a drink because I was 21, and I
Right.
took a sip, and she totally finished it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Okay. Well,
um,
good for you on not drinking. That's why you look so good. Drinking's not great for you. I'm trying to cut down. Well, I'm not trying. I have cut down quite a bit. But man, when I go have a nice dinner, I have to have a drink with it. I can't drink water.
yeah, no, I get that.
Oh,
I respect that.
no.
Jeff is the same way. He always like if we go out for Italian, he has a glass of wine.
Oh,
And he also Jeff is so snooty. Like he drinks this really expensive scotch that's like $100 a shot. And he
what?
doesn't drink it very often, but it's called Belvini Daltoon or something, 1509. I don't know. He doesn't, and it's very rare. Actually, it's probably quarterly, but we belong to a private Scotch and cigar bar in Kansas City. And so he'll go up there and have one every once in a while. But I don't drink at all. Never have.
Wow. Wow. That is interesting. That is, and because I mean, I didn't drink until I was 27. When I left 28, I never had alcohol because, of course, I was in a cult. But that's
Yeah.
interesting. That is interesting.
I think it's also because I've never found anything I like. Like when I was single and I had my own apartment, like in my early 20s. So I had a couple of friends, and everybody drank except me. That's always made me kind of feel embarrassed
Okay.
because it makes me not interesting. Like I've had people say to me, like, "We should go out and get a drink." I'm like, "I'll go eat with you," but I don't really have. Um, I just don't drink. But I sometimes would order a margarita and take like 3 sips. But I don't like alcohol. It burns my throat, and I think
Okay.
that's why I'm just a chubby gal. I just like to eat.
Well, so first of all, I want to say this. It sometimes takes people 3 to 4 drinks to be as upfront and honest and funny as you are. So the fact that you can be that way without alcohol
It's concerning, isn't it? It's
is to me
worrisome.
wait a second, Reese Pro. Okay. Oh, before I forget, Aaron said in a live he did yesterday that he does not look up the derivations of words anymore when he comes by a word that he doesn't
When he
understand.
clears a word.
Okay. Now I agree with him. I hate this. I hated in Scientology that they would make us look up every definition of the word, even though we only needed one for the particular word we were looking at that moment. When we found a word we didn't understand, we'd look it up in a dictionary. Common sense. I love derivations. I think they're fascinating. I always want to know if it's got a Latin or Germanic origin. Aaron apparently does not do that anymore. He won't look up derivations.
So that's a con.
Oh, it's an absolute con.
Yeah.
I'm really.
I always liked looking up the derivations myself. I thought it was really interesting.
Love derivations.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, you're at 2 pros and 1 con, and Aaron's at 1 pro and 2 cons.
Of course he is. Why? I mean, I said, I don't.
No, I'm sorry. Tech support from Aaron.
Oh yeah, you do have to. You gotta.
2 pros, 2 cons.
That's true. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I don't know that I will ever start drinking, and I do. Jeff has told me that he's like, it'd be interesting to get you drunk because I've never been drunk before. I've never been drunk. So he was like, it'd be interesting to get you drunk, but he's like, honestly, people get drunk to lose their inhibitions. And he's like, I've never seen you have any inhibitions. He's like, so it'd be interesting to see how you act drunk because
there's people
I don't know if that's a good thing.
There's people on here going, wait, Reese wasn't drunk the last time she did a live?
No, I mean, I feel like I got a little silly and laughing, but like, I don't know if you would call that drunk. I know I've never been, I don't think.
I didn't know that about you. I did not.
The
only 2 times I've seen Aaron, we're only been drinking. He loves to go to a pub or a bar and have a drink.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I think it makes me, honestly, I feel a little bit like I should start drinking. So I fit in with society because nobody doesn't drink. So I always feel like a boring person.
Oh God, you are the least boring person I know.
Well, you know what I mean though? It's like, it's a common thing in society to go have a drink and like have a fun fruity cocktail or something. I've never had one. I just don't drink.
So here's my promise to you, Reese. If we ever meet in person, I will make you the Paloma that I talk about. You won't taste the alcohol. If you like anything that has a little bit of a fruit taste, but a little bit of grapefruit sour to it, you're gonna like my Paloma. It is,
but I don't like the alcohol taste.
On a hot day, it is the bomb.
What's in it?
So it is. I should have sent you the picture because I share the drink so much with so many people that I actually did a picture showing what product you put into it and the exact measurements of each one. But to simplify things, I like to use a mezcal reposado mix, and that is a tequila. And there's 2 ounces of that, and then there's 1 ounce of Cointreau, which is a like an orange peel liquor. Then you add 1 ounce of organic lime juice, which I get from Whole Foods or Erewhon. Mm-hmm. And then the rest is the Fever Tree pink grapefruit soda, which has no sugar in it. And you pour that in. It actually goes in a glass, a tall boy like that. Fill it with ice. It comes out in like a beautiful like pink color. Oh, you know what? I actually have a picture of it on my Instagram, so I'll try to get a copy of that and send it to you so you can show it. You know what? While we're talking, I will find that picture, send it to you, and then you can. I might even be able to pull it up. I'm not sure.
I was gonna say, if you could just pull it up, you could even show us on the screen. That's what I do with my friends.
We'll keep talking, but I'll pull it up because I would like to show it. So.
Well, I've never had anything where people are like, you won't taste the alcohol. I don't know. And you know what else I think it is, Sterling? I'm going to be totally honest with you. Are you frozen?
No, sorry. I'm like,
okay.
No. Go ahead. Yes, be honest with me.
I don't like, as I'm sure you can tell, I'm uptight. I don't like the idea of being out of control.
Right.
So that's another thing that has always turned me off because I've had many, many boyfriends in the past who drank too much. And
were they abusive?
Some of them, yeah. And so I watched them go more and more out of control. Or I've been in a bar before with friends back in my 20s, and I would watch people get drunk, and I just always thought, this just doesn't seem like my kind of thing. I don't want to say and do things that I don't remember what I did, and it just seems weird. Doesn't that seem weird to be out of control? It doesn't sound like fun to me. I was a drug addict after I left staff. And I did meth for a couple of years. That's more my style. I've smoked pot many times. I don't like that either because it makes me feel out of control and goofy and silly. When I was a hardcore drug addict, I actually that side of things made more sense to me because I was awake all the time and I was skinny and I was really good at plucking my beard. And so I don't know. I was very in control. I don't like
Right.
the idea. I don't like the thought of being out of control.
And
I
that's
just don't.
interesting. That's interesting you say that because it is the same with me. Now, I will never I think twice in my life I've gotten to the point where I've had to throw up after drinking too much. It's only happened twice. I can't stand the feeling of throwing up. I just get happier when I drink. Now, I know I've known people that when they drink, they get violent and nasty. And I do
Yeah.
not associate or hang out. Like if I have even if he's a friend and I go, I'll still be his friend, but I will never go out and drink with that person again. Everyone's different. My mom's actually the same way. She's hilarious. When my mom starts drinking, oh my God, she is so funny. And especially when she's around her children, she just cracks me up. But I just get kind of a little more giggly, a little more happy, and I never let it get past the point where I can't control it. I lose a little bit of balance, a little bit of bodily control, but I never let it get to where I don't feel I could still have some sort of control. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. And I could
Because I
see
don't
that.
like
Like
that either. Yeah.
as long as I've been with Jeff, I've never seen him drunk, but I have seen him a couple of times. He's a big guy, so I think it takes a lot. But I have seen him a couple of times. I called him Happy Jeff because he was a little bit more like loose and kind of flirty, and I
Right. Right.
liked it. But I have dated some guys in the past that would get really mean, and it
All
was
right.
scary. So
Like
yeah,
nasty mean.
yeah. And some of them would get like physically mean, like just one of them would get drunk and just like felt like he could just get physical with me. And it was so weird.
Yeah,
Um,
that can't be comfortable.
no, no, it wasn't.
Not at all.
Yeah, that's why I would never trade and go back to my 20s. Like there's so many things I allowed that I would never put up with now. It's kind of weird when I think about like the fax machine thing, even with Dan. Like I would have tried to beat him to death with a floor lamp or something now if that happened. But yeah,
Do you wish you could go back to that moment and react much differently?
yeah,
I mean,
I
it
would
might
have
seem
tried
like
to
an
fight for
obvious.
myself a little bit. Yeah, I just laid there and while he was trying to choke me, which it wasn't easy. He was much larger than me, so I don't know that I could have made a difference. But
Right. Right.
I mean, I remember shaking and being really scared after unlocking the door. Now I feel like I would, as soon as he got up off me, I'd probably chase him down the hall with that fax machine and just try to beat him to death with it. I mean, I would definitely be angry and like fight back, but I didn't.
Yeah, it takes a rotten individual man to attack a lady like that and be physical. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I was raised right. I don't know. I just
Well,
think
I don't
that's
think
so.
anybody should be hitting anybody. I mean, I'm all
No,
for
that's
like
true. I
men
mean,
shouldn't hit women for sure, but like it shouldn't be the other way around either. No
absolutely
one
right.
should be allowed to hit anybody, honestly. And I believe in defending yourself. So like if you are going to beat up on a guy, I wouldn't say it's wrong for him to toss your ass
Yeah,
aside, and
yeah,
try
yeah.
to defend himself back. I don't believe in like a man should never hit a woman. If he's being physically abused, I don't think there's anything wrong with defending yourself, but
Absolutely not. And of course, we're talking about your specific instance where he did that to you in that case, and that was just a threat and terror type thing too. As far as I remember, when you told the story, was just to intimidate you and
yeah.
make you essentially bend a knee, which is just again, I mean, it is something that snuck in to Scientology and the Sea Org as a
Yeah.
behavior, and I can
Yes.
only attribute that to Dave Miscavige. Really, only
Yeah,
could.
and I think it has to do with picking on the weaker person.
Yes.
Dan knew that he was intimidating and he could do that to me. I'm sure he wouldn't have done that to someone that he knew he couldn't get away with it with,
I like to see him try to Aaron. Here we go. I'm going to pop this up. Okay.
Oh my god. That's
Okay.
awesome.
Right. Okay. So what I love, just to explain what this picture is real quickly, that is my mom's pool at her house down in San Diego.
Nice.
Um, and that is obviously a flamingo koozie. That is a Paloma. And, I make them for everyone wherever we go. But what's funny about that pool, Reese, is that I think that pool is the size of maybe 3 bathtubs. It is and I tease my mom about this all the time. It is a tiny, tiny pool. But because of the angle I took the picture, at the pool. It does make the pool look like it's giant, but
It does. It looks huge.
but seriously, if you were to do freestyle in that pool, you would only get in maybe 1 or 2 strokes before you hit the other end.
That's weird. Why would you build such a tiny pool?
It's what fit between the 2 buildings. No, but guess what? I mean, it's perfect for her. In the summer, she just goes out there and lays around and reads, and she's not doing laps. So
That's true. I would take a tiny pool. Yeah, I mean, that's true.
It's actually really, really fun, but we give her such a hard time about it. Anyways, that's the Paloma and it was 100 degrees that day. That is the drink that is just, it's so refreshing on that day. And I just had to pull up that picture because it's one of my favorite pictures of it.
Yeah, that looks like a good time, honestly.
Oh, it was
I
fun.
would try it. I would try it. I just, again, I don't like the feeling.
Yeah. Of
I
total
would
losing.
never drink to lose control. Yeah, I just don't think I would enjoy that. I know myself at this point really well.
Yeah.
And somebody actually asked, Reese, when you were doing drugs, did you feel out of control? No, I mean, other than, I don't know, this will probably demonetize me, but when you do speed like that, for me anyway, in my experience, I was up for 2 to 3 weeks straight. So I would do it and I would be up for like 21 days. And then I would start to get that like my body was just forcing me to crash, and I would crash really, really hard, like blackout. So yeah, I probably lost control then, and I didn't eat on it either. So, it makes you not want to eat. So I was very probably underweight, unhealthy. So yeah, I'm sure I was out of control and didn't realize it, but I felt in control. I don't know
not the
if that
same way.
answers.
Not the same way alcohol might have a.
No.
But, I'm going to imagine that you with that, and I'm not pushing you to drink alcohol. Please, I am not.
I would try it.
But I do imagine that you would just be more fun. I mean, if that's possible, I think you would be. Yeah, because clearly it won't affect any filters that you have put in place.
No, I don't think I will have a filter.
It would be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
we got to do it sometime for sure. For sure.
I think that would be fun. And I told Aaron I would be willing to do it again with him. Jeff bought some beer. See, I don't like the taste of beer, but last weekend when we were getting our truffle cheese, they had this October beer that was pumpkin beer.
Right.
And he tried a sample and he was like, oh, this is so good. And so he bought a 6-pack and he was like, I think you would like this. It doesn't taste like beer at all. So I might do something like that. And I think it would be fun.
I mean, just trying a little bit of it could give you that little bit of buzz, which is fun, especially when you're stressed. But I have a feeling that these conversations are part of what you do for that. But go ahead and answer. That's a great question.
Yeah, because a couple of people actually asked that. Nothing really made me quit other than I did it for 2 years. I started when I was 16, and then I woke up, I think when I turned 18, and I remember I saw in the mirror, I had like really dark sunken in circles around my eyes. And I was in different houses where the dealers were, and I would wake up and not know where I was. And I just remember thinking, because you guys have to remember, I was super ethical before that. I was on staff at the Church of Scientology. So it's not like I grew up around drugs or all this like criminal behavior. So it was very weird for me to be doing drugs and waking up in different drug houses. Like I did not come from that background. So I think it just clicked. I woke up one day and I saw the really darkness and I thought, I'm going to die. Like this could kill me. And I just don't want to live that life. So I bought a bus ticket. I asked my dad, I called my dad and I said, I'm on drugs. I didn't tell you that, but I need help and I need to get to Kansas City where my mom is. And he said, I will never, ever give you $1. He said, you are the most degraded being on planet Earth and I won't help you. So I got a bus ticket and I took it to Kansas City and that's the first time I lived with my mom. That's the first time I kind of got to know my mom when I was 18.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know my mom. She left when I was 6. So I came to my mom in Kansas City and just said, hey, I've been on drugs the last couple of years and I had to get out of that town to get away from it. So that's how I quit. I just quit.
I did not know that about you, Reese.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much I don't know about you. That's why I think these conversations are going to be really fun. Because guys, I mean, Reese and I have texted twice in the last week since the last time we spoke. We talked intermittently because I drive over the hill for like 10 minutes before we got onto this. And this is just us just chatting because we like to chat and just talking. So we love the questions. I just want to bring this one up quickly, Reese. Never change yourself for society, Reese. At the end of the day, it is still a drug, but it can still be fun and couth, as long as you're being safe. We love you no matter what. That,
Thank
Blake,
you,
that's
Blakey.
fantastic. That is
I love Blake.
that's
Yeah, I
so
love
well put
Blake.
in my mind. I just think that's great, because you really shouldn't have to feel pressure. I have relatives that can't be in social situations without having a drink, in my opinion, and they need a little bit of that to get going there. I don't need, like, my brother, my little brother Nathan, sometimes would want to get me to try out different things, and he'd be like, "You got to do this. You should try. You'll like it. It'll relax you." But you know, my high is playing sports. My high is surfing when I get a chance to, playing softball, playing volleyball, playing tennis. Those are the things that really kind of, even if I'm in a funk, that shoots me out. So those are the things I stick to. And I did, by the way, someone said, baseball, Sterling likes baseball. He must be boring, which I laughed at.
What?
First of all, I love baseball, but I am not the kind of guy that keeps the stats in my own little binder. I'm not the kind of guy that necessarily watches the entire game. I will watch bits and pieces. I'll watch the highlights when I get home, but it is not all consuming. But you'll guaranteed get a smile out of me if you talk about baseball. It was my crutch when I was in the Sea Org and Scientology for the longest time, because I could see the news sometimes and hear about my team or other teams and superstars. And it was something that really helped carry me a little bit. And I will never forget that. So it is something that I stick with a little bit.
I love that.
Yeah.
I just don't know anything about baseball.
And that's okay. And again, that's so fun. That would not affect me in relation to, am I going to date you? Are we going to have a relationship? Not even.
Which I was shocked when you told us that last week. Because remember, I said to you, I would imagine when you do get a girlfriend, that would be a requirement for her to be into sports as well. And then you said no, and I was shocked. But then I said, it reminds me of Jeff, because he is so political. He was on the city council for 12 years. He ran for mayor, everything. He's just constantly talking about politics. And I tune it out. So like, I have no interest, and I don't know anything about anything there. It's so weird to me. Even this many years later, Jeff's like, did you see CNN reported that? And I'm like, do you know who you're talking to? I don't know anything. So I always say to him, I'm like, you would have done much better with a girl who had more in common with you, because we really don't have a lot in common. And so I wondered that about you. I'm like, I would think because you're so passionate about sports, you might change your mind. You might want to have a girl that's super passionate about it, because you love it so much.
I want a girl that loves me enough that she'll tolerate it with me, knowing that I'll also do things with her that I might not like, but will enjoy being there in the moment with me. That's really how I look at it.
That's a good answer.
A lot of the girls that I've dated, I've picked up so many good traits, habits, new interests, music, fine dining. These are mixing drinks, being a mixologist to some degree. These are things I picked up from people that I was either close to or dated. And because I'm still an open book. I was 27, 28 when I left. I had no experience. I didn't really know what I liked the most. I knew I loved baseball. I didn't know that I liked traveling. Clearly, I did like traveling. I had a fear of the open ocean, so surfing was hard to get into. But, some people around me in my life kind of pushed me into that. No, I don't surf every day, guys. I can go months without surfing. The water's really cold here in California. And I would almost rather be sitting at the beach reading a book than surfing. But when I do get a chance to surf, the time's right, I do enjoy surfing. It's because I had to conquer a fear to do it. But yeah, I mean, so, it's the thing for me, but I love learning new things from new people and experiencing new things. And that is one of the reasons why I love eating at Italian restaurants. One of my favorite things.
That's so funny. Yeah. I just think that's funny that you love that.
And I'll eat a lot of people under the table bigger than me. Absolutely.
Yeah. I was saying that the other day. I love Italian. My grandparents are from Italy.
Wow.
I love Italian food, but I can't get into it. I get so full so fast. Like, I love the bread with the butter and all of that. Yeah. But like, I can't get past. I just can't eat as much as I used to. I eat a
Yeah.
little bit and then I have like a huge to-go box. But that is one thing I will re-eat later. There's a lot of stuff like when we go out to dinner. Jeff doesn't eat leftovers at all, and I hate that because it's so
Really?
wasteful. Yeah, it's weird, but I'm kind of similar. I don't eat leftovers. I will eat leftover Italian for sure,
Oh, that's so
Mexican, but
funny.
like I would never eat like Chinese again or like a
Oh, yeah,
salad.
no.
It's so
I get what you're
guilty.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just bring it home. Like I have a bunch from our brunch today. Jeff got some chicken fried steak and he didn't even eat half of it. So I have Wiley, our coyote. I'm going to feed it to tonight. So that's okay. It never goes to waste because I always feed the coyote, but
Right, right.
still, I love Italian food. I love it.
Italian food's so good. I mean, I went on a little like Duffy boat trip with some friends recently. And one of my closest friends, John, he's a Swedish dude. He's one of my, he's a private pilot and he's also a tennis player that trains 24/7 just to beat me. And his girlfriend, Julia, is such a sweetheart and she always makes a really nice pasta. And she's funny because we've done this several times now. She knows how excited I am about her pasta because I know if no one eats it, I'm taking it home and that's my lunch for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
But I'll
See, I
throw
just
in
don't even,
arugula and chicken and stuff into it. But it's, yeah, I love
I
it.
don't make it a lot either. Like I love to make Italian food, but I really don't because it's so heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just too much for me. I don't like that feeling in my stomach after I eat when I'm like, oh, the carbs, it's so heavy for me.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to answer Daria. Which side? My mom's side, the grandparents. Someone said, ask Sterling if you like soup.
I do like soup. I am a giant tomato soup fan, and I like to crumble sharp cheddar cheese and dump it in there. And if I can have a sourdough toast somewhere around with that, that's one of my favorites.
Of course you would. Why wouldn't you do that?
Oh my goodness.
Have you ever gone on a cruise?
You know, that's the one thing I have never done, except for the Scientology ship, but that wasn't the free ones. That wasn't a cruise. We had to go there and scrub the bilges and do the decks, and it was fun. But I imagine that an actual cruise would be a whole lot better, and I would love to do it. But I've never been on a cruise, surprisingly. Yeah. I know, right? What's wrong?
I don't enjoy a cruise.
I always joke that I was in the Sea Org my whole life, and I got gypped because I never actually got to go in the sea.
Guys, I took a cruise and I really didn't like it. I went on a cruise once with a boyfriend and
Where to? Where was it?
Cozumel, Bahamas. There were 3 places and I can't remember the third now.
Well, you weren't drinking.
I didn't drink. He drank a lot.
Imagine that is a prerequisite for having a good time on a cruise. I'm only imagining that, but I
did drink a bunch of virgin pina coladas.
Okay. Oh, that's good then.
He would get wasted, but yeah, no, I don't like a cruise. I got like on day 4, it was a 7-day cruise. By the 4th day, I got really kind of motion sick and I don't like being out where you can't see land. Kind of freaks me out. I don't love that.
You're a landlubber. That's what they called it in the Sea organization, landlubber, which I always thought was funny, which is, I don't know why they made that an insult. It's like, okay. So I like the safety and security of knowing the ground is going to stay underneath me to some degree.
Yeah. I'm just not cool with it. I'm kind of creeped out by I don't know. I get really freaked out by that. I think it's from that movie I saw with George Clooney.
Titanic?
No.
You're talking about the Boston Whalers with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. What was that called?
That's the extreme end of the spectrum.
I saw it before I took my cruise. That's why it really freaked me out. Oh my God. I can't think of the name of that movie. The chat will tell us.
Yeah, they'll tell us. It was based off a great book. That was a great movie.
It was Perfect Storm. There it is.
Yes. Yep.
That was a sad movie. It was really sad.
Oh yeah. That was definitely a sad movie. I mean, you knew it was coming, but yeah, that was a sad movie.
Yeah, I don't feel good about it. I love like a beach vacation. I love laying on the beach. I don't really like to get into the water. Not real cool. I don't feel right about that. That's why I was saying you said surfing naked. I'm like, that's the worst thing I can think of because if an accident happened,
yeah,
you're going to be pulled up on the shore and they're going to be like giving you mouth to mouth or you'll be bleeding to death and you're just naked. That would be awful. That would be so weird.
I don't know why the phrase comes from. I just was amused by by the t-shirt. I don't think anyone really surfs naked, but I could be wrong about that. Just like I was wrong that Bill Nye, the science guy, was an actual science guy, and I
And he
got torn
wasn't.
up for saying that.
He wasn't. Um,
But yeah.
yeah, I mean, if you're comfortable and you're confident in being naked, I think it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but like that's one of the reasons I continue to shave. I'm like, what if I was in an accident and they had to take my pants off to like fix something? I don't want to look like
You'd be mortified.
1973. Yeah, I just don't.
That's funny.
Daria, I am not as much of a traveler as Sterling. Sterling loves to travel. I went to St. Hill, I went to London, and I went to Germany for a religious freedom march. I went to Hamburg, Germany. So that's the only places I've been overseas. Well, and then that cruise. Otherwise, I stay in the States, babe. But I do love Charleston. Like I said, I love Savannah. I don't really remember other places. I went to DC last year. That was fun. I rode on the subway by myself. Jeff went to a conference and I was kind of proud of myself. I went all over the place and I tried to make friends with people, but those East Coast people are they're kind of, they're not as, I don't want to offend anybody in here, guys, but seriously, like Midwest girls are so, like, I flap my gums with anybody. Not so much there. Like I would sit down on the subway and I was like, "Can I sit by you? Are you going to work? Where are you going? Where do you work?" Like I was just like trying to chat with people. They don't like that. I found that they don't like that.
They don't dig it. No, that's a rougher crowd for sure. I mean, again, no one should take offense to that because I think that's a stereotypical thing that's known about most East Coasters. Not all.
I
Most.
know, Ken, you're East Coast. That's what I mean. Guys, human, you're an East Coast girl. I get it. I'm not saying everybody, guys. I didn't group you all together. I'm just saying us people in the Midwest, I can chat with anybody. I was shopping today and we walked past the store and I was like, "Jeff, those are the Uggs I want for Christmas. Get those for me." And we stopped and talked with this girl for like 10 minutes. Like I was just chatting it up with her. And I love that. I love to, well, duh. I mean, I have a YouTube channel where I just like love talking, but I love talking to strangers. I love talking to anybody. So Midwest is where it's at for that, I guess, because DC they didn't like me there.
I live in, you know what? I'm wondering here. I got to pull this one up here. It goes by so fast. Here we go. Dawn Paraso. I like this lady.
I
like
love
her.
Dawn.
Yeah. Okay. So you know all the names. I can't believe you remember the names. There's a few names I remember. I mean, Lydia Von Stretchclaw. How could you forget that name? But Dawn comments on my actual lives quite a bit. She's a sweetheart. I love what she says. But I live in Rhode Island and I talk to everyone. Again, it's not everybody, but it's more of a common thing. But I think that's that way in California, or at least in LA now too.
Yeah.
People are more backed off. If you approach someone too enthusiastic, you could turn them off quite quickly, actually.
Yeah.
And because I talk to everyone too, I have no problem with talking to people. I'll just walk up and say, "Hey, how you doing? Small talk, whatever," just because I'm genuinely interested in people.
Yes.
But,
Dawn says, "Thank you, Sterling." Sterling, as you get to do this more, as you're on more, you said, I'm surprised you know everybody. I know these people. Like I actually know these people. I talk to almost everyone in here privately too.
wow. Okay.
So like whenever I hit somebody, like if I did this,
Yeah.
bye cat mom, I will say, "I don't recognize you. You must be new." Like I know everybody in this chat.
Right. Well, that's cool.
But that's because I do a live almost every day and I'm
Right.
on my 3rd month. So, but I really have gotten to know these people privately as well. Like Jen Sell, for instance, where'd you go? "I don't recognize you. You can chat more once you can pronounce Massachusetts," which is did, babe.
But didn't she spell it incorrectly or is that just me? Ooh, gotta look that up.
No, I think that's right. Massachusetts.
1 second.
What do you mean freak on a leash? I try to talk to Reese. What the heck does that mean? Massachusetts. Are we saying that wrong?
No, I think she was just having fun with it.
Alana, I love you, girl. You know it. Lisa, you say not me because again, I don't recognize you. Lisa Faltersack, I don't recognize you. You must be new, but I hope you stick around because I love you.
Quiet girl, I apologize for being late. I was watching the Eagles game. They won. Thanks for letting me know. Go Birds.
Nice.
And that's how much I love Reese. I'm skipping that game just to chat with you.
Oh my God, that means so much.
I actually don't watch a lot of football, but if it's a game like the Cowboys being beaten by the Eagles, that's a game I'll watch. So
I guess the Chiefs won this morning. Everybody at Whole Foods today was like, "Did you not watch the game?" I was like, "No." And
well,
we
they
know
won in
this.
Germany. You know, they're playing in Germany.
I have a couple friends that went, like my friend Alexa. Please don't trigger my Alexa. I'm sure I just triggered everybody's. She's a Chiefs cheerleader. She's in Germany right now. Martin, don't worry. We're going to catch up on our private text. I just told you I'm almost up to like 7 hours a day now if I have to respond to everybody, and it's a lot.
And we are going to try to answer some questions here too, or at least let
I've been starring some.
Oh, you have let those questions direct. Storing the Cowboys can't win them all. I'm not a Cowboys fan. Help us with direction on where we want to, like, I'm sure people have questions about stuff we've talked about, you've talked about. So, we'll just let it flow naturally. But what I like is that I thought I knew a little more about you, and I'm genuinely excited that I don't know as much about you as I thought I did. And that means we have a lot more conversations to have. I did not know that you took drugs at one point, and I am so happy you don't anymore, and that you got through that part of your life. I did not know that.
Thank you. It was so long ago that honestly, I don't, it's whenever I tell that story to anybody, because I don't talk about it that much, not because I don't want to, it's just so long ago.
All right.
Ooh, this is starting to itch. I don't want to scratch it, but I people, anytime I've shared that story with anyone just throughout my life, they'll go, I can't picture you doing that. Like that just doesn't seem like you. And I feel the same way. I'm like, that's so not me. But it was it was really terrible. I'm not a natural drug addict. That's for sure. Yeah. I was not in a good place, and I was basically a kid. I didn't have a car, so I couldn't like get out and just leave. And
this was after you left. This is after you left staff for a little bit.
Yeah.
Or?
So when I blew staff, I have a full blood sister that I talk to all the time. I'm the youngest, and she's 4 years older. And then I have a half sister who's 12 years older. And that half sister came in the middle of the night from Omaha. She lived in Omaha, and picked me up, and I blew staff. And when we got to her apartment in Omaha, she said, I have something to tell you. And I was like, okay. And she said, I am a drug addict. And I said, okay, great. And she said, but you're never going to do drugs. Like, as your sister, you better not even think about it. And I was like, I'm not going to think. Again, I just came from being on staff. I was in HCO as mainly the ethics officer. So it wasn't like in my nature to go be a criminal. And that's how I look at that. Because you're doing something illegal. But anyway, like a week went by, and she came up to me with the drugs on the piece of foil, and she had a lighter and a straw. And she said, you're going to do it anyway. She was like, you might as well have your first time with me. And I was like, no. I said, and she's very aggressive. My sister's like my dad. She's very pushy. And I said, I don't think so. Like, I'm never going to do this. I don't want to do it. And she was like, just suck when you see smoke. I'll never forget that. And I was like, Sam, this ain't me. Like, I don't do drugs. I felt like the most ethical person on the planet.
Right.
So I did it, and I sucked when I saw smoke, and I'll never forget that feeling. It was like instant, probably like confidence, courage. I mean, I really liked the feeling of it.
It just kicked in that quickly.
Oh yeah, immediately. And it was horrible. And I did that for a couple of years, and it wasn't cheap, and she was like sleeping with a bunch of different drug dealers to get the drugs. And I always say, I hope I didn't. I mean, I never had sex with anyone except Shane when I was on staff. There were some guys that were coming in and out of the apartment that were way older that were like hitting on me, but my sister was pretty protective of that. But Jeff brought this up not too long ago, and I was like, I don't even want to think about that. I hope not. When I would black out, he was like, how do you know? And I was like, God, I hope not. I mean, I don't know.
Right. But, you can't know for sure, but yeah.
Yeah. So I got away from that. And then I'll just finish this real quick. I came to Kansas City to live with my mom. And my mom is from Omaha. So all of her sisters, her family's there. We were going to go visit somebody in Omaha like months later. Like 6 months went by. I got a job. I got all cleaned up. I never did drugs again once I got to Kansas City. And we got to Omaha, and my sister said, hey, come stay with me. And I said, I don't want to stay with you because I don't want to be around that stuff. I quit and I don't want to do it again. And I got away from it to get away from it. And she said, okay, fine. You're going to be fine. And I said, okay, but I don't want to be around it. So I went to stay with her, and she took me to a drug house where I'd never been. And she was like, you're going to have to take a hit. And I said, I don't want to do this. This is my point. Like, I didn't want to come and do this. And she said, if you don't, people are going to think you're a cop. Like, you have to. Everybody here is doing it. And I did it, and it wasn't meth. I don't know what it was. And I got super sick, and I couldn't move. Like, I felt really paralyzed. I started like sweating, and then I peed all over myself. I was like sitting on this couch, and I just peed, just like lost all body functions. And I started crying, and I had my phone. I said, I need to call 911. I need an ambulance. Like, something's wrong. I'm sweating. I'm peeing myself. I can't move. And they took my phone away. And she was like, you are not. Yes, this was my sister. And she was like, you are not. She was like, you are not calling an ambulance. You are not going to rat out all these people. And I was like, I'm dying. Like, I thought I was dying. I was totally freaking out. I had done drugs for 2 years. This was something else. Still to this day, I don't know what it was. And the next morning, I made it through the night, and my sister took me back to my mom, threatened me the whole way there. And she was like, don't you fucking dare. Don't you tell her anything that happened. My pupils were blown out of my head. And my mom, she drops me off with my mom, and my mom goes, are you ready to go back to Kansas City? And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, I'm going to have you drive the first half. And I was like, sure. Okay. Right, and my sister's like threatening me. And she was like, if you say anything, she was like, I'll come to Kansas City and kill you myself. And I was like, so I get in the car, and I get in my mom's car, and I just drove into these people's front porch. Like, I just couldn't drive. I could not operate a vehicle. It was so bad. And my mom just lost it. She was so mad at that was my half sister. So we had the same dad, different mom. Right. And so I go back to Kansas City, and I totally disconnected from her.
Good.
And she was calling and threatening me all the time. And she was like, I will come there and kill you. And then I was dating this really bad alcoholic, Jeremy, at the time. And he was like super alpha male, like just totally weird. And he was like, come on down here, bitch. He was like, you got to get through me first. Like, you're fucking with the wrong person. So it just didn't go well, and never talked to her again.
You know, I remember I told you I had that list of people I'd punch, and your sister just hit it.
Well, it's weird.
Your sister just hit it. I can't even believe that she was going to call you a narc for not wanting to do drugs. I mean, that's horrible, Reese. I'm sorry to hear. I mean,
well, it makes me sad because I grew up with her. Like, in this baby book I've been reading, my dad, you guys, Sam is the one who he's talking about. I grew up with her, and you know, I feel sad about it still because I have such warm memories with her.
Right.
But she actually, I don't know if she's still on drugs. So I'm 39. She's in her 50s now.
But what would be did you ever ask her why she would so forcibly push you in that direction?
That was her kind of personality. If you knew Sam, she was extremely dominating. She was very aggressive. Like, I remember growing up and her being like, well, you don't have a choice, kid. You're doing what I say. Like, she was just like that. My dad was that way too. And that was his kid. So, it was really ugly. And I really thought I was dying. Like, I remember peeing all over myself and I couldn't get up. I was like, I can't move. I don't know what's going on. It was like just crazy. I was sweating and I was hot. It was so crazy.
Okay. Well, here, if it helps, Reese got off drugs.
Yeah. She's no longer on the stuff.
Yeah. That's a super pro for me. And I just want to contrast that real quickly. Cause again,
my dad disconnected from her.
You continue to amaze me with your resilience, one thing, but also it's like, you know, I had a bad experience in the C organization. Of course I did. I've talked about that with Aaron, but I didn't have a horrible family. I had people surrounding me that loved and cared, and I was able to move through a lot of that, because of my mom, even my dad, who has disconnected from me. He was a great dad. My stepmom, Barbara. I've got my brother, Justin, my little brother, Nathan. I've got Jenna's husband at the time, Dallas. all these people to help me get out of that thing. And in some ways, even though I was in an abusive cult, I was still somewhat in a bubble as I moved
You
around.
had support.
I had support, but I also never had someone like your dad that was just clearly against your survival, or your sister that would push something like that on you. So one, bravo to you for not doing that. Two, there's abuse inside the cult. There's abuse outside the cult. There's abuse, period. We happen to be talking about Scientology because that's a big part of our lives. But the fact that you can go through what you went through and to me come out this normal is fantastic. And even talk about it is fantastic. But I really like I hear what you just told me and I go, well, my experience isn't that bad. Not even close to that.
Oh, you can't compare though.
You can't compare, but I'm just being honest.
Unfreeze anytime soon, I wonder?
Am I going to what?
Unfreeze.
Oh, shit. Oh, yes. Hey, look, that's my serious, Reese, I want to tell you how I feel face.
It's really serious. It's almost scaring me.
I know. Well, it's just because the
I feel
shadow
like I'm in
happens to be
trouble.
hitting over. Yeah, you know what? I'm yelling at you. Okay, here we go. I'm going to leave the studio and I will be back.
See you then.
Okay, bye.
You guys, why am I so red and shiny? So I put on my highlighter. I don't put highlighter on up here, but like, see my cheeks? I put highlighter on my cheeks during the day and it's cute. It's a cute look. But because I have these lights on me, it looks so shiny and I can't stand it. And why is my forehead all red? Probably because of this hat. Like, is it making me too hot? I don't feel hot. Well, ask Jeff. He might call me hot. I hope you guys don't mind that I shared that story with you. I know that was kind of heavy. Where did I get my hat, Black and Paula? This one is from Lack of Color. I love Lack of Color hats. Thank you for asking that. And guys, we will address the super chats. I think it's harder with Sterling because we're talking so much. I don't engage with the chat as much, and I hope you guys understand.
Whoa,
Is he back?
Chris. Just the what? I forgot you could do that. That's awesome.
That is awesome. That was great.
Reese, no. Okay.
That was awesome. It was like that day you were like, now forward and back.
Yeah. You know what movie that was?
I still don't.
It was Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yes, that's right. Somebody said that because I didn't see the Heartbreak Kid, so I knew it wasn't that.
Someone actually said it after right away, and I was like, I was talking about it. And if I think you want to do something with Mitch, love to do movies with Mitch. That would be fun.
I actually would like. I love movies, and I know a lot of movies, so I thought that would be fun if you guys want to invite me. But
no. Here's why I want to do it. It's going to be so much fun to have Mitch, who is actually a pretty fun guy. Here, you and I can't wait to tell him that, by the way, Mitch, let's talk about some classic movies in the 80s. And I mean classics. And all of Steven Seagal's stuff was classic.
I love Steven Seagal movies. Oh my God.
He's gonna hit the exit button the second we say that.
Oh my God. I love Seagal movies.
So do I.
Best. If you want to have a good laugh or that, or like Roadhouse, that's similar too. I love watching Seagal movies. Oh my God. He's so funny to watch. I love it. And the lines, his one-liners are so good.
Oh my God. Yes. Just so good. No, we got to do that with Mitch because it'll be so fun to have this director and these two amateurs talking about the movies they like the most.
Oh my God.
Oh, I want to do it so bad. Yeah.
That was awkward with Mitch though. I feel weird about it, but we cleared it up. Did you see that I said I wouldn't bone Mitch?
I saw that and I saw you cleared up really. I saw.
Did you see him fire back though? He was like, bitch, I wouldn't bone you either. No, he was like, you're not my type. Get out of here.
That's the wit that you haven't seen, that people haven't really seen yet from Mitch, and he's got it. You know how when you talk to certain people, they bring out the best in you? They bring out, well, I would say you're one of those. I'd say Aaron's one of those. When Mitch and I talk, we bring out the best in each other. We bring out the fun part. We bring out the stuff. And so I think it'll be fun. And I'm definitely continuing my series with Mitch. I find it fascinating, and I love talking to Mitch. So no, I saw that. But hey, you know what? Hey, there we go.
You know what? It's okay. You know what? There's a lot of men out there. I was saying that I was like, will I ever have sex again after Jeff? Nobody's going to want to have sex with me. There's not going to be a guy out there that's going to be into it.
Reese, with
So
that hat on, you can get laid all night.
you think so?
I think so. That hat makes you look so gorgeous and sophisticated.
Really?
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Oh my God. Well, thank you for saying that. I'll wear more of I have so many hats. Guys, I have so many hat boxes. They're like stacked up like a lady from like the 50s. I take very good care of my hats, but
That's what I
these
thought
are
when I
not
first saw that.
these are not cheap. So you have to take good care of them.
Yeah.
Especially my hat maker in Kansas City. She's not cheap, but she makes an amazing hat. So thank you for saying that. I will continue to wear my hats then. Guys, the Seagal thing was a joke. A bunch of people are like, we hate Seagal.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Nobody likes Steven Seagal. He's the cheesiest. Also, he's been married like 10 times. Did you know that?
And he's been proven. He was a bit of a dick. He was actually nasty, and he would hit his stuntmen even harder and stuff like that. But that's not what we're talking about, guys.
Yeah.
We're talking about the movies, which we actually enjoyed. So
Thank you for that, by the way, Barb. I appreciate that. We did do a live once where I was like, who would have sex with me? Like, raise your hand. And I got a lot of people. I was surprised. I just don't feel, I was saying this the other day. I look at myself and I'm like, so ugly. I'm serious. Like, I have a hard time looking at myself. I think I'm very unattractive. And it was such a nice thing that day. All the people, almost everybody raised their hand. So I'm not going to be hurt by the fact that Mitch wouldn't want to get down to Pound Town. It's okay.
a word I didn't know until I met you, Reese.
Pound Town,
Yeah.
bone phone,
Oh, the
getting
bone. Yeah, these must be Midwest.
doing the hibbity dibbity.
Though didn't you say that your son Huxley used the word Riz?
He did. What does that mean again?
I have my close friend has a I think he's 12 years old now, maybe 11, and he uses the word Riz all the time. Yeah, that person doesn't have Riz. I was like, what are you talking about?
I almost think he said last night, he's like, Mom, these chicken nuggets are the Riz.
I think it's good. I think the definition's expanding of what Riz actually means.
What a
but
punk ass.
apparently
I can't do it.
It's cool.
He knows not to do it around me, and he pushes my buttons on purpose. And then he'll be like, when I get mad, he'll be like, you crossed a line, and you know you did. He'll be like, you need to put your manners back in. Put your manners back in. He's hilarious.
Oh, God, you're triggering me with that.
Huxley says it to me all the time. He'll be like, put your manners back in.
Hey, I completely forgot about that video. I have to do that video when I do my Tom.
Oh my God. We watch that video all the time.
Oh,
Huxley has it like memorized. He totally.
Oh, that is so good. I'm going to do that.
Yeah. He'll be like, you crossed a line, and you know you did.
Get your manners back in. Get your manners back.
He'll be like, your manners are out on the floor. Put your manners back in.
Yeah. You would never catch John Travolta talking like that. I actually did a video with Aaron where we spoke about that. John Travolta's the sweetest guy.
Oh, yeah. No, I know he is.
He really, really is. I mean, he does know about things. Of course, things have crossed him, but you have to understand in a cult, some of those minor things may just fly by. You won't notice them. Tom Cruise, on the other hand, is fully in the know, and that is why he gets a brunt of the shit from SPTV, or at least from me.
I can't stand him, but I love John Travolta. I think he's a very nice man. Third Eye Open, I just want to give you a shout out there. Thank you for saying that. That's the hard part, though. It's only the women. It's only the women that come forward and they're like, I would bone you. I mean, girls, that's great, but sometimes I do want to go out in public and just be like, sir, would you sleep with me? And just put somebody on the spot. I don't know how that could go over very poorly, but it's interesting to know. I like to tally it up and just know. I need to know for sure because I have such low self-esteem.
That's a dangerous game. That would be.
All right. See, that's what I want to know right there. That's it. That's where it's at. Thank you for saying that.
I'm a May Unwood
man. He's a man.
I'm a
man's man.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So
Steve, I already know you wouldn't, and that's okay. We're not each other's type. You're kind of like Mitch, just not good at being.
Steven Seagal, awesome movies, guys. I rewatched them recently just for the fun of it. And my brother actually used to do Aikido at the ranch. He used to flip everyone for fun on the sports field. He was my twin brother Justin. Used to love Steven Seagal. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's hilarious. It's if you want a good laugh, Seagal movies are I'm trying to think of my favorite one, but there's so many.
There is. And he was the same character in every movie.
Every movie.
I don't know why they changed his name. What was the purpose in that?
I love to. Oh my God. My ex-husband, Michael, and I used to watch them. Which one where he played Gino? I'm trying to think.
Oh, Gino was Not above the law. Well, maybe it was
Yeah,
above
I
the
think
law.
it was above
It
the
was above
law,
the law. Yeah,
and
yeah.
we would laugh at his horrible accent, and I remember when he took the pool balls and he, like,
Yeah.
wrapped them in a
Yeah.
handkerchief and, like, beat the hell out of people,
Yeah.
but the guy was like, "He's upstairs," and then Seagal was like, "But there ain't nobody upstairs," and it was, like, the worst accent. It was so fun to watch.
It's
It's
so
so
true.
hilarious.
Oh, and let's not forget the part where he picked up the dog, which had no part of the story
Oh,
whatsoever.
yeah,
And
yeah, at the end, the
yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
German Shepherd.
Yes.
Yes, yes, it's the best. It is so fun to watch. That Roadhouse is so fun to watch Sam Elliott get crazy in that and Patrick
Oh
Swayze.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Was that
I
Sam
mean,
Elliott in there?
yeah.
He shops near where I work. I see him from time to time.
Oh my God, I have the hots for him. Yeah, he was really young in that movie. Um,
That's right. That was such a good movie. Classic.
oh, you guys,
Classic.
if you want a good laugh, you've got to put on a Seagal movie.
Yeah.
It's just you won't
Apparently,
laugh
though,
harder.
there's a documentary that recently came out because a lot of people are obviously commenting on things he's done. Apparently, guys, I haven't watched the documentary, so I'm gonna take your word for it. Again, we are not promoting his character or what he did off camera. We're talking.
That was my other favorite.
Yes,
Out
great.
for Justice.
Yeah, yeah,
Killer. Just killer, you guys. Just
yes, so
top
good.
notch.
Yeah,
Top
yeah, yeah.
notch. Yeah. Some good scenes. Terrible. So bad. Which one was the one where he woke up from a coma
Oh,
and that like nurse took care of him
yeah, yeah.
and
It
she
was
was like
Kelly. He
super
married her
hot
later.
and
It was
yeah, he
Sherry,
married her. Oh my
and you can
God.
take that to the bank.
Yes, that was such a good one.
I wish my brother Justin were here. He would know this. The answers to this. Someone. Oh, Hard to Kill.
Hard to
I
Kill.
cheated.
The
Shelley.
fight scene. Remember how she was like always half naked and like
Yeah.
yeah, and the
Yeah.
fight scene in that was so good with like the sticks. Remember he was like, oh
Where he does.
man.
Well, he does about 20 moves, and then hits someone, and then 20 moves, and then hits someone. It was awesome.
Hard to Kill was up there, you guys. It was so good. It was
Yeah,
just
it
so
was.
good.
And
Yeah.
I agree by Jackson.
Under Siege. That
Yeah.
was a good one too with Gary Busey.
Yes.
And
Gary
Tommy Lee
Price.
Jones was in that. I'm embarrassed for him that he was in that.
Yeah, and I remember as a kid, Justin and I loved the cake scene.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
When the
we were
chick
like-
jumps out.
We were
Yeah.
like, we got our birthday cakes the next, couple months after that. And we're like,
Sure you did.
yeah, no one's popping out of these.
Yeah. Yep. That's underwhelming for sure. You
Oh.
expect more.
Yeah, way more.
That was great. I'm embarrassed for Tommy Lee Jones for doing that because I like Tommy Lee Jones, but
But he was good in it though, wasn't he?
of course he was.
He
I
was
mean, I don't even judge him for being in that Batman movie. Is when he played Two-Face.
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed for him being in that too, but I mean, it was the right thing. I still love Tommy Lee Jones, guys. I love him in No Country for Old Men.
Wait. Yes, he was in that.
Oh yeah, he played a huge part in that.
Yeah, I forgot that he was because I can't get over the haircut from Javier Bardem.
Yeah, I still
that
would have
dude-
boned down with him though, even with that haircut.
Oh no, Reese. No.
Yeah, I think I would. You just throw a hat on that thing. Con. I get it, but you can
Not with the
easily.
haircut. Maybe Javier Bardem without the haircut.
Here's the deal.
That
When I
being said-
first met Jeff, he had horrible hair. He dressed terribly. I looked that up and down and I was like, this is fixable. I can work with this. I know how to style it. And his hair looks so much better. So I would take Javier Bardem and I would just fix the hair up, but I would throw a hat on it, a very classy hat to begin with.
That being said, if Penelope Cruz had a mullet, I would still sleep with her. So
Oh yeah,
that's
she's
okay,
a
right?
babe. And I love that they're a couple. Like I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Oh, hey, she definitely went a step up from Tom Cruise on that one. At least Bardem has a class. And runs circles around Tom Cruise as an actor. I mean, Bardem, when he did the Bond movie, was so good as the villain. Oh my!
I didn't see that, but he's a great actor. I have to say that guy is a really good actor.
Yeah.
He seems like a classy dude.
You know what I got to say? I did when we did this with Mitch. I did a live with Mitch. I love that when you talk about movies, how now your chat's always active and buzzing, but I love how people just love talking about movies and TV shows, and it just lights up. It's so easy, right? It's so fun.
Totally.
Now that being said, so when you were a teenager, you were on staff till when?
1998 to 2000. So I just did my 2 years. I did not make it to a 2.5 year contract. I was 14 to 16.
14, 16. Okay. So 1990, 2000. Who was your celebrity? Sorry, 1 second. Who is your celebrity crush? What TV or actor or musician was yours besides Anthony Hopkins?
I was gonna say, you know who it
I
was.
realized, you know what I realized halfway through this question? Wait a second. I know the answer already. Okay. There must
Yeah.
have been one other one. But again, there's a person with tons of class. See, it just matches your outfit. You're not picking any, you're picking quality people.
Yeah, I can't I don't get a lot of crushes, to be honest with you. I
Yeah.
don't I hate to say this because I don't have I don't feel like I have gay tendencies at all. I'm not attracted to women. I admire the shit out of women because I think they're beautiful. I think
Mhm.
women are so beautiful. There's so many things about women that I love to admire.
I
Um
agree. I agree.
yeah, I had the hots for Philip Seymour Hoffman a little bit, but I I don't have a lot of crushes, to be honest with you. Like somebody there has to
Oh,
be yes, he is.
no,
There
that
has to
wasn't what I meant to
be
click. This one, sorry. It moves up so fast.
Ed Harris, he's okay. Michael Caine, he's pretty polished. I like him. Ray Fiennes.
Oh, Voldemort. Wait,
Yeah. Yeah.
Joseph. Yeah, Ray. Joseph is the brother that played in the Shakespeare in Love, I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I like a guy has to hit a lot of qualities and have a lot of attributes for me to just have a crush. I really don't have a lot of crushes because I don't I get so easily turned off. I was saying this in a live I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what kind of car you drive. None of that stuff turns me on. The second you open your mouth, if you're a dick swinging asshole, it kills it for me.
Done.
So a gentleman will
Yeah,
always win for me, and I don't really care what he looks like. It doesn't have to be well, you know this. I was married to Fred. Fred was super old.
right.
So, I mean, it was his mind, it was his beingness that I was very much attracted to. That's what I get crushes about. Patrick Stewart, yeah, he's cute. He's definitely
Oh,
cute.
I was wondering if I want to know actually who you were talking about
Mhm.
because I didn't know. I thought it may be William Shatner, but
Nope, doesn't do it for
okay,
me. Doesn't do it for me.
he's so
Um
good in Boston Legal, though. Um, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I don't have a lot of crushes. I really don't. It's kind of too bad, but definitely Anthony Hopkins because I do love what a gentleman he is.
right,
I
right.
really do. That's what turns me on about him. Yeah, Keanu Reeves, Johnny Depp didn't do it for me. No. Nah. They're a little dick swingy.
No,
Although
I
I
think
like who
Keanu
Keanu
Reeves is
in a
really nice.
I was just going to say in real life, he turns me on just because of how kind his heart is. I've heard so okay, yeah, definitely Jilbo Baggins. Now you're talking.
Richie,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
love Jilbo Baggins. That is the best name. I mean, right up there with Lydia Von Stretchclaw. Yeah,
Oh, I know. I love
yeah,
her name.
yeah.
Donald Sutherland, because of who he is, he's very distinguished. He's a gentleman. Oh, yeah. I loved Alan Rickman.
Mm,
I loved him. Yes. Keanu Reeves, see, I'm attracted to him because of who he is in real life. Like kindness, a guy who's really kind. I think that's such a turn on.
right,
I
right.
also think it's hot men who love their wives. I'm not attracted to a married man, but I think it's sexy when a guy is crazy about his wife and just you can tell enamored with her. I love men like that.
I love that they're filling the chat with different people.
Oh yeah, George Clooney, he's too boring for me. Everybody likes him. Ah, Chris Cornell, he was. I loved Chris Cornell, Amy. Jim Gaffigan, get out of here. Really? Ooh, I like him as he's a hilarious comedian, but no. No.
Oh no! So I would just say, yeah. I'll let you comment on the men. I'm going to comment on the women if we ever get there.
Yeah.
But no, that's crazy. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
We definitely have to talk movies and stuff like that. But you were. It was 2000. You were only on set for 2 years.
Yep, 2 years. I did not finish the 2.5-year contract.
Good for you. Good for you.
Well,
Um, do you want to hit up
probably
some questions and start doing some of those?
yeah.
No
Let's
rush. No rush. But
let's hit up some of these super chats. John
okay.
Shastowski. Sterling still so passionate about cookies?
Unbelievably passionate about cookies. They're a comfort food for me. I don't keep them around me for that reason, but from time to time, if I travel and there's any catering involved, there's a catering lady that I work with from time to time, and she makes the best cookies, and she will sneak into the whole package a thing of cookies just for me, and I always appreciate that.
Do you guys have I think it's a chain, and we tried it the other day. I love Mediterranean food. So Jeff and I went to a place, and I, of course, got my falafel and my hummus. And then next door to it was a place called Crumble Cookies.
I think we do. I don't know it myself, but I think we do. Yeah.
Well, I've heard good things. So I was like, Jeff, we were going to Costco, and I was like, let's pop in there real quick because I'm feeling it. Oh my God.
But
I don't eat a lot of sweets, honestly. I'm not like, I just don't like to. It spikes my sugar so much, and I almost get kind of like dizzy. I just don't like the effects I feel from it. Holy, and they weren't cheap. They were like $5 a cookie. It was kind of crazy, but they were so good. I love a sugar cookie with like frosting on top. That's where it's at for me.
My favorite is the Pillsbury cookies, the ones you buy in a roll, like sausage roll or meat. You chop them up into little pieces, you cook them, and they come out and the edges are crispy and the middle is still melted and warm.
Well,
Put those on a paper towel. I get a glass of milk and I can just eat those for hours.
Why couldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I mean, it definitely
right?
feels like the right thing to do. But that is tasty. But this thing it was just a sugar cookie, and it had this really thick ass cream cheese frosting on it. Oh yeah, it changed my life. I was like, Jeff, from going forward this week, every week, I was like, I expect you to pick up one of these and bring it to me by Friday of every week. So he was like, yeah, I'm all over that.
If he does that, he's in like Flynn. That's awesome.
He won't do it. Lori, when you come to Tampa, I'll take you to sheriff's office range and we can throw down a few boxes. I think she means shooting because that was at the beginning.
You shoot boxes?
I don't know.
If Reese does it, she has to wear that hat while she has a gun.
Well, I actually have many of these, and some are darker. So it might look better to have like a darker one. Then I'll look more like Harrison Ford in 1923.
Yes. Oh, there's another one for you, Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I don't think I would bone him. I don't know why. I'm just not. He didn't quite do it for me. He just doesn't quite do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Blake, I have like 2 lightsabers. I'm in training to fight David Miscavige. I respect that. Okay, I see you, Reese. You gunslinging badass. If you ever need shooting advice, my dad's an NRA instructor. That's cool, Blakey.
That's awesome.
You're so cute, Blakey. Thank you for your super chat. He's so cute. I had no idea. I'm his Facebook friend, and he's adorable. Okay.
He's really funny.
Auntie Wombat, Reese, do you have any clue what Dan said to your dad that day to turn your dad against you? Like that Dan is an evil POS. Yeah. So when Dan did that and I locked myself in the room, I called my dad and I was just hysterical. I was crying heavily, freaked out. I was shaking and I was trying to tell him what happened. I was like, when you cry so hard, you can't talk like a child does that. Like, it's like, like I was doing that. My dad was so cool. At that point I was pretty crazy about my dad. And he said, stay in that room. I will be there in 3 hours. And he drove from Omaha and he showed up and just real quick, he went to Dan and he said, show me how you hit her. Show me what you did. Dan pulled out the ethics books and said, I gave her a black eye, like LRH gave a black eye. And then they said I was creating so many problems as a staff member in the org with the men that they had to put a non-interbulation order on me. And my dad said, is that true? And I said, there is a non-interb order, but no, I'm not doing that. That's not true. One of the guys had grabbed me sexually and pushed me up a filing cabinet and was like pawing at me. And I wrote it up. I wrote a report on it and I got in trouble for that. I got the non-interb order. So my dad learned that at that moment and he was like, I'm out of here. He said, you are so out ethics. You're a total degraded being. And that's when I said, wait, no. And he said, find your own financial way. I don't want to have anything to do with you. I'm no longer your father. So yes, that's what happened. Wow. And we never really talked again, except the time he gave me the book. And when I called him and said, I'm on drugs and I need your help. Thank you for your super chat, by the way. Reese and Sterling, watched you from day one for super chat. Well, thanks for that. I love Bo and Gert and Kid. Why wouldn't you? Of course you do. Curious about Sterling's fur kids. We all are.
Well, so, okay, to be clear, it's funny because I think there's two sides of people's opinions on this particular matter. I posted a picture of a dog that I do take to the beach with me and that I love tremendously. It is not my dog. And some people find that deceiving. I don't. That dog belongs to a very close friend of mine. And sometimes when I'm going to the beach, I'll be like, hey, can I steal him? Because he is really the sweet. You just look at the pictures of him, his eyes. He's wonderful. His name's Dash. And
Cute. That's a cute name.
and so I'll just pick him up. Sometimes I'll if I'm going to go on a beach hike or a beach run, I'll go pick him up and take him because the friend lives in Malibu, and that's because I travel a lot again and I work a lot, so
You can't have a
I
pet
don't think it would
when
be fair for me to keep an animal, especially Basenji, in my place and not spend as much time with him. So, but when I do, I go grab him, and obviously I take pictures because he's super photogenic too. He's
yeah,
adorable.
he's cute. I saw him.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
so cute.
Yeah. He's such a
I want
sweetheart.
more
Yeah.
pets, but it is hard to travel, guys. When you have pets, you have to find either take them to a good, kennel, a boarding place, which I don't like to do because I just don't know what it's like. It's like leaving your kid at like an infant at a daycare. Like you don't know. I don't know. I don't know how
Yeah.
good, how well they're being taken care of.
You don't know for sure anything, right?
Yeah, I have found I've always, since I've owned pets, I always find a really good house sitter and I'll pay more to have somebody come and stay. And then I know it's okay. It's just if you're going to be a pet owner, you got to do the right thing.
Absolutely.
So let's see what else. What's your favorite wine, boy?
Oh, hey, that's a good question. Okay, so another thing that I picked up from a lady that was a very close friend of mine for a long time was red Burgundies from the south of France. Not south of France, but from Burgundy. And why I like them so much is because they're a little more bitter than let's say a Cabernet, which actually has a much higher sugar content. But when you get a wine from Burgundy, from France, it's not organic because I don't really like organic wines. They tend to not taste great, but it's just the way they've done it for 600 years is so precise that you get far less preservatives or whatever it is they add to wine that gives you the headache. So I can drink a Burgundy without any problem and never have a bad reaction to it. That being said, I also love Brunellos from Italy. So I really only drink Italian and French wines because I'm a complete snob.
I wouldn't know anything about that, but
yeah, and I don't pretend to know all about it, and I don't pretend to sniff and taste the aroma or the cork or oak or whatever in there, but it's just a preference I have. And yeah, there we go. It is a preference I have.
I like that. I like that. Again, wouldn't know anything about it. I'll just take your word for it. Diana, oh, thank God guns and Colts do not mix. That's
right. Well,
that's true.
They do mix with some Colts. But yeah.
Evelyn Lee Barney's Sterling's hat is cool, but Reese's rocks. Well, thanks, babe. Thanks, Ev. Thank you.
Why do you have to compare us?
That's right. We can't be compared. We're just one. We're just one. Sterling, I love to hike, but I'm 60. So there's that. Lori says, Lori, you don't have to super chat, babe. We love you.
Yeah.
Sterling, do you have a moderator, by the way?
To each, you know what? I don't, but I had two lovely ladies offer, the speed tattoo or offer to help with. I don't know what a moderator does. Can I be completely honest with you?
Can I give you one of mine? I'm sure.
Well, I had two ladies offer, so I'm going to take them up on it. I recently added I created a email address just so that people on the tube can contact me.
The ladies that offered, though, do you know who they are? Because you kind of need to trust.
No, I think one of them was Lydia von Stretchkla, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know her. You can trust her.
Yeah, so I know the
entirely.
name. Yeah, I just can't remember right now, but I know the name. So it was.
Okay, you're good then. Yeah. You need a mod. You need at least one. I probably have 15 at this point.
And what do they do exactly? Because out of curiosity,
they just keep it clean. So like if a bot or a comes into the chat or like someone being super disrespectful, they can clean all that up. They can remove the comments. They can ban people from the chat if it gets ugly. They just they actually work very hard. Like it's hard ass work.
Oh, I don't doubt it at all.
They constantly have to keep watching the chat and reading the comments and just it's a lot of work.
Interesting. Okay.
They do a great job though, and you really do need to have mods, especially because your channel's growing so much. You need
Right.
to. There
It's
you
something I
go.
need to do.
Oh, just
Yeah.
kidding. I was gonna say, there you go. We had somebody, not that. What do you do for work? Someone wants to know. This person, it's going too fast. Delete your channel. There was a bunch of bots one day when I did a live, and they kept coming in going, delete your channel. And so they clean all that up for you.
I got it.
Mods, my mods are so good and so fast. After the chat, they'll all talk to me and get with me, and they'll be like, I hope you didn't see that, Reese. I don't even see the stuff that comes in that's bad because they're that quick. They just clean it up. They keep it clean.
I don't think I'm that big yet, but you know what? I'm going to take them up on it because it's part of the community, and I love that everyone reaches out to help like that. So,
and it's good to have a lot because not everybody can do it when you go live. So, you got to respect their time. So that's what I'm saying. Like if I'm sure I don't want to volunteer people, but I'm sure I have some people that would happily help you out.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And while we're live together, my mods are cleaning it up for us.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Lori just said you've got 300 people in this chat. Good for you.
Nice. Thank you.
That's awesome. Okay, let's see. I'm going to switch back over here. Is this Bota or Bota 29? Go Birds. Sterling, if you're ever in Philly, would definitely recommend swinging by a Flyers game as the current worst Philly franchise. And you can sit close to the glass for cheap, which is always the best with ice hockey.
Awesome. I'm not a giant hockey fan, but I'm always up for a new experience. I've never been to a hockey game. So that would be pretty fun. Yeah, absolutely.
That would be fun.
Absolutely.
And thank you for your super chat, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Here's my babe, Ren B. Beach and Marg sound good. I was a slight hypocrite the other day because I do play kickball in a league and I row. Good. That's cool. I didn't know that.
There's another one. Kickball is awesome. Okay.
I'm sure it is. We'll take your word for
when I was in Saudi, they didn't have kickball. So I actually ordered standard kickballs from the US, shipped them over there, and I started a kickball league in Saudi Arabia, co-ed. It was
Holy
awesome.
Crap, man.
We had such a blast. I'm
sure it was a good time.
Yeah, but I just don't like bunting in kickball. I think if you're going to be out there, you should just kick the ball as hard as you can.
Totally. I'm right there with you if I were to ever participate, which I wouldn't.
You totally agree with me.
Yeah. We'll take your word for that. Also, Chef Volas and Cafe 2825 in Atlantic City are excellent Italian restaurants. Nice. Good to know. Thank you for your super chat, by the way, my friend. Oh, and you also love my outfit. Where did that go? Oh, Sterling clicked on something. Sorry, Sterling. Go back.
Right.
What was it?
So that's fine. Someone said, I just lost you because you're not a hockey fan. Guys, it's because where I grew up. I grew up in Florida, California. But again, hopefully I get a bonus point for being willing to experience it. And I would love to.
Yeah, guys, give him a little grace. And thank you for your super chat here for my outfit. You must have seen my whole outfit today, maybe on social media.
I saw the picture of you. Yeah. You went out to your Sunday brunch picture.
Yeah. I posted a couple.
You look great.
Thank you.
You and Jeff. He's tall.
Thank you. He's very tall. Yeah, he is tall. Let's see. Blakey again. Do you want to read some of these? I feel like I'm just hogging it.
No. Blake Reed, I tried your Paloma recipe recently and damned if it wasn't the best I had in a while. Also, Reese, I
think we read this one because I said I don't drink.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Thank you so much.
That's right.
Yep.
I was thinking about that. You said Jeff is tall. I think I'm short. Although Jeff, I guess, is tall, but I was thinking about that today. Jeff? He told me he's 6 foot.
Oh, but that's he's not that tall.
He's not that tall. So I'm 5'4". So maybe I'm just short. I don't know. Morocco. I've never been there, Paula.
Neither have I. I've heard amazing things about it, though.
I have too. That would be a fun place to go. That makes me think of Almost Famous. Have you seen that movie?
Yes. Such a great movie.
Remember they were going to go to Morocco together? Yeah. I love that movie.
Oh, that movie was... Oh, there's Kate Hudson. We're going to get a question about some of my celebrity crushes. Kate Hudson was in that movie, was definitely one of them.
Oh, she's such a babe.
She's good. So cute. Movie,
and I have purchased so many of her Penny Lane coats. I have so many coats like that from that movie. I love her style in that movie.
Such a good movie.
Here, do you want to read Blake's?
Yes, Blake Reed. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, my bad. I thought that Friday Live was your first step into drinking, but I admire your restraint. I have the same habit with drinking at every dinner, and it really hurts the wallet.
I'm sure it's expensive.
With all your super chats, Blake, you won't have any money left to afford a drink.
I know. Blake, he's a big spender. You know, I thought about that when you go on dates. If I was a guy, I would kind of hate that
Yeah.
because drinking is expensive,
Yeah.
right? So, like taking a girl out that drinks, like Jeff always says that to me. He's like, "You are such a cheap date,"
Because you
because
don't drink. Yeah.
I don't eat a lot of fancy food. So just, I'm pretty basic. But yeah, he's like, "You are so cheap compared to like taking women out who like to drink."
Okay. So you've now led me right into one of my not bad, but funny date experiences that I have to tell
Yes, we've been
before I
waiting
go
all
out.
night for this. God, we're an
Oh
hour
my
and a half
God. Pull
in.
up
It
the
took
chat,
you a
guys.
minute.
Yeah, guys, we'll give you a chance to ask some questions, but this particular one's funny. So during COVID, I was on, is it Tinder? Yeah, Tinder. A lot.
I could see
Captive
that
audience,
about
right?
you.
Everyone was stuck at home. And there's this scam that kind of started during the time where people would uh, contact you on Tinder. You would start up a conversation. You eventually go, would you like to date or do something or have a dinner? But because most restaurants were locked down at the time, what would happen is the one or the other person would say, hey, can you just order the food and send it to me? And then we'll get on a FaceTime call and we can have a date like that. So I thought that was kind of amusing. And I've been talking for like a couple days to this lady. And so on a Friday night, she's like, hey, I'm ready. Do you want to have a dinner? And I was like, yeah, why not? What were you thinking? And she ended up listing this really, really expensive restaurant and was like, you could send it here, blah, blah, blah. And I was
What?
thinking, yeah, it was really weird. I was like, well, wait a second. I'm like, that's interesting. And I can't remember. She said one other thing that triggered my spidey sense. I was like, oh, I get it. So I wrote back to her. I said, that sounds like a fantastic idea. But how about I just order you something from McDonald's and I supersize it? she,
Oh my.
she instantly erased me and went off the chat. And I can't, it was clearly, I could tell that it was fraudulent. It was something that was happening there. I can't remember
Wow.
what the exact detail was, but I couldn't leave without the last word. So I said, I'll just get you a McDonald's Happy Meal and I'll supersize it.
I think it's that's pretty crappy to be like,
Yeah,
get me some food from here. Yeah, that's
yeah.
weird.
Yeah, no, it was, I was like, what? But it was, yeah, it was fun.
That
And
is
I
weird.
never did that. I never had the dinner from, I never had the dinner. I never ended up doing that. I had tons of FaceTime calls. Can you imagine meeting someone first time over FaceTime? But I did that quite a bit and actually it was successful.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How successful? You don't have a girlfriend.
Well, I didn't keep the girlfriend, but it was successful for going out on dates.
Interesting. That would
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
weird.
I know.
Oh man.
I'm super picky. I am super picky. Very picky, and that may not be a good thing. It was like Seinfeld, where he's, always all picky about the hands and all that kind of stuff. That some of my friends joke that that's me. I'm picky. I have an exact type, an exact sort of thing I'm feeling or looking for, and if one component of it isn't isn't really fitting that, I tend to just go, okay, hey, look, it's going to happen. I used to put pressure on myself. I'm like, it's going to happen, and it's going to be perfect in the way that it happens, and we'll both be happy that way. So I don't try to force something because that I don't think will end up well.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that a lot. I had no idea that you had it like to a T though. Like how picky you are. That seems
I am. I get
a little
shit. One of my closest
unattainable.
friends will call me and actually say, I can't believe you're not. And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's just who I am. But she makes me tell her exactly what it was.
I was gonna say that seems a little unattainable though. Like how picky? Are you picky like you just said about like hands? Are you that weird that like you
No,
wouldn't
not that weird. I just have this set of criteria that
that I understand.
yeah, no, I'm not that picky. About like hands or physical things. Again, I also like the girl next door. I think the girl that's perfectly done up, exactly symmetrical face, everything. I'm not attracted to that. I look at that and I go, one, high maintenance, two, not really for
Yeah.
me. I like the girl next door, the sweet kid, the respects their, I can go, I'm not going to list them all out, but I'm more of the easygoing girl next door type thing. And everyone's asking me about cougars. Yes.
I don't see that for you.
Yeah. No, I have though. I have. And they're so much more mature, and there's a number of absolute pluses about that for sure. But again, even if you're a cougar, it still everything has to kind of fit in my little criteria. So I
Yeah,
hope
I
that
would be.
answers everyone's question about that.
That would shock me. Just knowing you, I feel like you would not end up with like a much older woman.
Not really. Not really.
Yeah.
Again,
I stand by what I said. I see you with like a 26-year-old, like beachy looking girl. But at the
maybe
same
a little,
time,
maybe 30, 30. Like the last 3 girls I dated were between 30 and 36. So
okay. Yeah.
20 is a little young. I would say 30 to 36, but and even
Okay.
40, depending on, all things have to fit in
Yeah,
there.
it has to fit. What about like how do you feel about fake boobs?
I don't mind them. They don't bug me. I mean, they're getting better and better. But
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, now, should the woman's frame be somewhat proportional? Absolutely. It can get a little absurd. What I do not like is that ladies as young as 25 are getting nose, cheekbones, and I cannot stand the fillers in the
Yeah.
lips. The fillers in the
It's
lips,
so
when you
weird.
look like a duck, I'm like, whoa, what is happening? I don't
I think
understand that.
that and like the voice. I don't like that with like the lips with like the like Kim Kardashian voice, like how they
Yeah.
change it like that. Like I don't like that either. It drives me crazy. But the fake boob thing I asked because I asked Jeff that a lot because he's boned a lot of women with fake boobs.
Yes.
And he's like, and I do have one male friend, his name is Ryan, and he's like, Reese, they're awful. Like they're awful. And Jeff said the same thing. He was like, when you're actually like naked playing with them, they're not great. And they're
No.
not sensitive. Like all the sensitivity's gone.
It was
Jeff has
taken
really
away.
broken it down for me. He's like, I hate fake boobs. Like real boobs are much more nice to like squeeze and
Oh, now if
grope.
you're asking real boobs, fake boobs, of course, real boobs. But the question was,
Really? I
yeah,
always thought guys liked fake boobs more. And
no,
Jeff was like,
no, 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 no. The question
no.
was, do I mind the fake? No, I don't. But real for sure, absolutely. Oh,
I'm shocked
absolutely.
about that. I always thought guys would totally prefer fake boobs over real. And every guy I've talked to about this, they're like, no, which is kind of sad for me. It's like a myth then. Women like do it, I feel like, because they think guys like that more. It also goes back to like the size thing. I think men think like the bigger the better. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. A lot of women have said that. Like that's not entirely true. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's a bad myth. I don't know.
It's it'd be fun to explore how people come into how these criteria come into being with certain individuals, how much of my experience in the cult led to what and how I view that particular subject. I had a marriage in there for 8 years that was horrible, but I don't blame her for that.
Right.
I wasn't perfect. She was definitely not perfect, but we were in a scenario where no sleep, work, constant fear, being required to report on each other. It was a no-win situation. There was no way it was going to work
Totally.
out.
It
And
wasn't it didn't even really get to have a chance, a real shot,
no,
I'm sure.
no. And that's why I love it. I love the stories when people get out and are together. That to me, I also like the stories where people get out and meet someone else that was there. Some of my closest friends, that's the scenario for them. But like the Mark and Claire story, I'm so happy they got back to. I'm so happy they were able to get back in touch with each other and
Totally.
love one. Right?
Yes. It was obviously meant to be.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of I'm a little bit of a romantic too.
We hope so.
I would love for things to happen, Sarah, like serendipity. That whole concept was great to me, and people tease me about that too. Hey, maybe it was because when I was a kid, I grew up listening to love songs on the coast with Ted Ziegenbusch every night, and I used to fall asleep to that.
Well, women love a romantic guy. I mean, I don't care who you are. That is
yeah.
100%
I mean, I've also
a guy
overdone it
that
on. Yeah, I've overdone it on
plans.
first dates too. I've taken girls to really nice restaurants on first dates, and that never works out really well either. But I mean, I meant that to be. I tried to be very romantic. Who cares if it's an expensive restaurant in the end? But yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be expensive at all,
Yeah.
to be romantic.
So
I just think
you're going to keep that chat up, and no matter how much I keep talking, you're going to make me answer that question.
that's not that big of a deal. We're not even going uncomfortable. I really want to go to
No,
the
we're not. We're
uncomfortable
not. We're
stuff,
not.
but I'm not
No,
taking you there.
no,
So,
I'm definitely a boob guy for sure. 100%.
okay.
No
Okay.
questions. Yeah.
All right. Um,
I don't. You know what? That was mostly a joke, because we were talking about the apartments we lived at the time. I also think I have a job to do, and no one wants me to talk while I'm doing that job. And if you are actually staying busy while having sex, don't have a ton of time for talking. So in my
oh.
person, no, and I get it's different because I dated a girl and she was like, you don't really say much. I get that. I don't. I do not.
As long as you're busy working, then I guess we'll forgive you
See,
for
there
that,
we go.
Sterling. As long as
Definitely
you're
busy
busy
working.
doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Busy doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm a good student, so I realized I was lacking when I first left in some experience things, and I made sure I caught up on those. So yes.
Okay. Well,
Always
that's good.
trying to improve. Yeah.
Yeah. Myself, I'm a bit of a chatter. We talked about this the other day,
Yeah.
but
Yes, I was acutely aware of that. And I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
yeah, but I don't always do that. That was actually silly, right? Like, but
Yeah.
I think sex can be really fun, like not just making noise, but like talking to each other can be very like intimate and
Yeah.
sexual.
Absolutely.
Which can make it more fun.
Yes.
There you go, Brianna. She's probably
So,
referring to the other day when I was asking Jeff certain things.
so the one girl I dated, and I want to be a gentleman about this. I don't want to talk too much because I also don't want, if I end up meeting that right person that fits all my little criterias, I don't want her to go on YouTube and realize that I may talk about something on YouTube. So I want to be somewhat careful. You're married, but there was a girl that loved Led Zeppelin so much, and I have a record player in my bedroom, and so we ended up putting on the record as we started, and we're having a great time, right in the middle of everything, and the music stopped. It's a record player. So I did, and she did ask, and I did have to get up and flip the record over to the other side so we could finish. And you'll all be happy to know it took the entire length of the album. But yeah,
Ooh, we like that.
she was a
I like that.
giant Led Zeppelin. Like she loved them, and yeah, she was like so excited. It was I had that record. So yeah. So
Well,
that's about as much
okay.
as I'm willing to
I thought
share
there was
without.
going to be way more juicy of a story.
No,
Okay.
and it could have been, but I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
gentleman doesn't necessarily talk, so I'll just give just to feed the chat. I'll give you that story. Okay.
I guess that makes me not a lady then, because I definitely tell everything.
No, it's different when you're a guy. The women has to feel safe with you. We know that women chat about that stuff. That's a guaranteed. And I don't think men are mostly have a problem. You have to have a quote of the night. That's it. That is absolutely it. Yes. That is absolutely it. That's
oh
funny.
my God, Steve.
2 or 4, which do you prefer? 2 or 4?
Never mind.
Something?
You don't know. Steve, I don't know that I don't think we want to take Sterling there.
Yeah, let's not go there. Marvin Gaye is fantastic. By the way, there is music.
Do you like how we change the subject?
There is music that sets the tone, and I learned that one too.
Oh yeah.
There's
Music
some music
can be
that
very fun.
really gets it going.
Yeah, I with Huxley in the house, I put music on when we're boning just because I don't want it to get weird because Epstein gets loud.
Right.
But you know who
Sterling
Epstein
needs
is.
a CD player in his room.
Epstein gets loud. But then I found I like
Al Green is awesome.
You guys, he's totally trying to keep this off the subject.
Oh, I'm
like
not. I'm just loving the chat. Al Green is amazing. So good.
I love Al Green.
Yeah.
But I enjoy having music on whilst boning. I found that I was doing that because of Huxley. And then I was like, I actually kind of like this to play a little music, but interesting. I'm glad that you went there with us, Sterling. I was kind of proud of you for that. Thank you for sharing a little bit. Thank you for sharing a little bit.
You're welcome. You're welcome to the chat. I mean, hey, you guys are fun. I wouldn't do it if I didn't feel like it was going to be somewhat entertaining. But hey, let's pop back on the questions. Let's do it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You guys should have Priscilla Presley's son Navarone on sometime. He was on Aaron's channel. He's super chill. I feel like you would mesh well. Yeah, not against that at all. At all.
Could be cool. Could be cool.
Yeah. Thank you for your super chat, Killy Billy. Nancy New, I love you. Sterling, you need to introduce Reese to both mics.
Oh.
Who's the other one? I just know Mike Brown.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm sure she'll tell us.
Mics.
Don't worry. I do want to meet Mike Brown for sure, guys.
Yeah. I don't know if he's talking about Mike. I don't know. Yeah. Both mics.
Maybe Mike Rinder?
Maybe.
I don't know. Never. Oh, we already read that one. Thank you for that, Blakey. Mastiff Mom, cute dog. My friends used to get me drunk and interrogate me because alcohol is my truth serum, and they knew it. I told a lot of secrets I shouldn't have. See, I don't have that problem.
Okay.
Yeah, you can ask me anything, and I'm natural truth serum. Blakey, drinking with friends that you trust also means they won't drink excessively around you. Also, there must always be a DD. That's who I am. And I love you, but I don't want to be the DD. Yeah, right, I get that, Blakey.
I agree. You should always have that.
Thank you for your super chat, babe. Love you all the time. Nancy, Reese, you should do a live with Tommy Scoville. I don't really know who that is.
He is the lifeboat guy. Really entertaining. Was a convicted bank robber, drug addict, cleaned himself up.
Was he a Scientologist?
No. But of course, as it usually it is, he has some connection to someone that very, very close connection to someone that was a Scientologist. No, his stuff with Aaron's fantastic, and he's really entertaining. And it's a fascinating story. Here's a guy that was incarcerated and an addict, and he ended up getting out of it, cleaned himself up, and seems like a stand-up guy now. So
that's cool. I would love to do a live with him. Marion says, why did you end up with your dad and your sister was with your mom? Because I was the youngest. We got back from the Kid Dead org, and my sister wanted to go live with my mom. So she moved to Kansas City with her new husband, my mom's new husband, and lived there. And then she joined the Sea Org. After that, my sister did. So she left. That's why my sister and I we weren't raised together. That's why I don't know her that well. But I was just home alone with my dad, and that's how that went. So I stayed with him, and she went. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. Who doesn't? Everybody has a crush on Mike Rinder. He's a babe.
I would love to get on with him. He hasn't reached out to me yet, which I was surprised, knowing that I know him so well, but maybe someday him and I will talk about something.
He'll never reach out to me, but I definitely admire him from afar.
Yeah. He's done a lot of great stuff.
Thank you, DNV. We love you too. And Sterling is cute.
Thank you so much.
Let's see. There's a town in South Jersey that has the longest running Italian festival in the country. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Did not know that. That's amazing. Sterling, where would you love to travel to?
I would like to go to Japan. I've never been there. I've never been to East Asia. So Japan, maybe Thailand. I've heard it's gorgeous there. They have these rocks that stand up. I'm a big geology guy, so I love places that have unique structures and stuff. So there's those rocks that stand up in the middle of the ocean. You can go in, and there's little alcoves and caves. So I guess there, but Japan would be first for a couple of reasons. Japan would be first, but that's where I would
want to go to Greece.
I've been to Greece. Greece is amazing, but you have to go to You have to go to Athens and then Santorini.
Yeah, that's where I want to go.
Yeah, unbelievable. You should do that.
Okay, I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, hop on it.
Daria, so do you have experience? So you do have experience with substances, even if it's not alcohol. Yes, definitely drug addiction, Daria, just not alcohol. And at this point, I'm 39. I'm not going to get into it. Every once in a while, like since I don't really work much, I'm like, should I start day drinking? Like, should I do what other people do? Like other moms that are just home? Like, should I try drinking wine? I can't. It's just not for me. I just know myself. It's not gonna happen for me. Joni, Sterling, did anyone tell you that you're beautiful? Oh,
not today. You'd be the first. Thank you, Joni.
Joni, you're so sweet. Thank you for your super chat, babe. Is your mom still married to Ron Miscavige? He died.
No, Ron Miscavige Jr.
Oh, okay, okay.
His son, David Miscavige's brother. The answer is no. She's not.
Okay. Okay. Blakey, I once took 2 Delta 8 gummies. I don't know what that means. Probably pot gummies, not thinking and trying to go to sleep through back pain. Yikes. I woke up 30 minutes after not being able to feel anything and thought I was dying. So embarrassing. That sucks, Mike.
I know other people that have that same experience where like the anxiety kicked in, but they made a mistake of overeating a cookie, not knowing how potent it was.
Oh my God.
And then they didn't have anyone with them and they freaked out. I look at, I've really never done pot, or brownies or edibles or anything like that. I don't like losing control, Reese, for the same reason. So that's why I haven't tried that.
Not my thing. Not my
I
thing.
can control how much alcohol I intake.
Yeah, I don't like feeling out of control. What a cute name, Turtle Tutor. That's adorable. Do you think that you talk to everyone because of being limited in being social? Love you, Reese and Sterling. I won't miss a live. That's so sweet. I don't know who that's for. Do you think that you talk to everyone because of being limited?
It could be you and me. I mentioned that. I did say that.
Yeah, I've never had like any back off on chatting with people. It's kind of one of my favorite things to do, to be honest. I love chatting with people. I'm very social. For me, I don't know about you, Sterling.
I'm very, no, I think not a lot of people in my family. My little brother's not super social. He doesn't talk to everyone. I couldn't really say on my sister. Justin does talk to everybody, but I think it has a little bit to do with who you were raised by, because my stepmom, Barbara, was like that. And I remember I would just walk around with her sometimes and she would just start talking to everybody and everyone loved talking to her. So I think I maybe picked that up from her.
I think mine's from doing all those TR drills when I was little. I mean, I'm serious. Like I've been just forced to be that way for so long. And but I also love talking to people.
I think people are still the most fascinating thing on earth.
Oh yeah.
And you never know what they've been through or what they can offer or what experiences they have. So starting up a conversation. Also, don't forget, if you smile and say hi to someone in the middle of the day, you don't know what effect that could have on them. They could be having the worst day of their life. They could have just been broken up with. They could have lost their job. If you smile at someone and say hi and just acknowledge and try to make them feel good, you don't know what that effect could have in the long term over them, or even just for that day. So I truly kind of believe that's a nice thing to do. I try not to. I do have a temper. I can get upset at people when it comes to my job sometimes, but in general, I'll always try to smile at people, make them laugh. If I'm at a restaurant, if there's a server, I always am nice, even if they make a mistake, because you're not helping anyone by getting upset at them. They're trying, obviously. So I just believe that's
so true, guys. That is so true what he just said. And I speak from experience. I remember when Fred died, and just like going through that and having such a hard time. And my dog died 3 days before that. So it was just like really hard for me. I can remember planning the funeral and like going to certain places, and so many people were like, didn't even know, like just random ass places. And I can remember people being so nice to me and just like clinging to that, like needing that energy and that kindness. So, and they had no idea what I was going through. So it does make a difference. And I also get a lot of private messages saying to me, I love you guys for this. My husband's going through chemo, or I'm bedridden. I've had this disease for so long. And watching you helps me. So, like kindness, I tell Huxley this all the time. I'm glad that you're smart and college, I hope you go to, but like manners and kindness will get you everywhere.
Amen.
It really does make a difference. The way you treat people will matter way more than any career you have. Because if you're shitty to people, you're not going very far in life.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Amen.
Tanya, so sorry you've gone through so much in your life. Sterling is right. You are absolutely amazing. Well, thank you. Thank you, babe. You're a very pretty lady. Thank you for that, Tanya. Thank you for your super chat. Sterling, do you want to click on some of these or?
Yeah, if you want me to. How far down are you? I was enjoying watching you do it.
Okay, well, I'll just keep going then.
Yeah, I don't know if you scroll up or down, but I'll read some. How about I read every other one for you?
Yeah, how about that?
Okay, Heather, you are amazing, Sterling. I'm glad you're here today to tell your story. Thank you so. Oh, am I supposed to not fill my name in if I'm reading? No, Heather, thank you so much. You're amazing, Reese. We know that. I'm glad you're here today to tell your story.
That's hilarious. But Sterling is also amazing, guys.
Yes, but don't
Heather,
worry about saying it. Reese tells me enough, so I'm good.
I do. And I say it on the camera when he's here with us, and I say it when he's not here with us. Don't
She does.
I? I took it too far, and I'm reeling myself back in.
does.
Bison. Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's do movie night. I would love to.
Oh, wait
I
a
would
second.
love
Wait a second.
to.
Whoa. Is he suggesting watching a movie on here and then talking about it during the movie?
Probably not. That might be weird.
Yeah, no, guys, if there's one, if I go on a date with a girl and we're at a movie and she's talking during the entire movie, it's over.
My kid does that, and I can't stand it. I'm
My
like,
little brother does it, and I want to crush him sometimes for it. No, we're not talking.
I bet some girls do that on dates. That would drive me crazy. I wouldn't go on another date with a
I
person.
actually joke I've yet to have a girl do that on a date, but it would be a pet peeve of mine. So.
Oh yeah, it would.
Yeah,
I would.
sure. Yeah,
I would put. Did you star that one?
I'm a Hat Girl too. Yes, I might have starred that one. I like I'm a Unicorn.
Mm-hmm, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Thank you for offering to bone me. I really appreciate that. There's Blakey.
But canon films are so funny. The Barbarian Twins is freaking hilarious.
Okay.
We need a crickets sound. What are canon films?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Blakey will probably explain that to us.
Please, yeah, please. I missed that one.
Joni, I would hang out with Sterling, Aaron, and Reese because they are beautiful. Joni, you are such an angel. I love Joni. I love Joni. She would probably mod for you. She mods for me. She's great at it.
I wonder if she was one of the people, because I remember I said I remembered both their names.
Okay.
She might be, and I agree. And yes, Aaron's awesome. Hopefully we do a game night again soon.
Yeah.
I also enjoy chatting with Aaron.
We may need to get different trivia questions. I don't know. I know it was kind of dying.
Yeah, I think we really need to stick with the entertainment ones, because when we get into Krypton, which I thought was an entertainment question, of course.
That was too much. I like the pop culture ones myself. Maybe I need to order another game.
I agree.
On Amazon. Oh, Barb, good for you. I know I was telling Huxley I learned what it was. Do you know what that means, Sterling? OG?
Yeah, original gangster.
Okay, well, see, he's older, and we didn't know. I didn't know.
I also listened to your live last night, which I thought was funny, which you did explain it in there, but yes.
Yeah, I thought it meant original. I didn't know it meant that. Yeah.
Actually, I kind of did too, but then I realized I didn't know that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Barb, without Reese and this chat, my life would be gray. Here's the color. Barb, you're the best, girl. Thank you for your super chat. I really appreciate that. And I am very close to you. I love you, Barb. I really mean that. JK in Toronto, Reese, that hat look is gorgeous from a proud 1-1. Well, thank you, babe. Thank you. I love hats. I haven't debuted any hats on my live.
Wait, if he's a proud 1-1, that means his comment is a lie.
It's the opposite.
Yes.
So this person hates my hat.
So if you said from a proud SP, then that could still be a legitimate compliment. But if you're a proud 1.1, then you weren't.
You can basically take what they say and it's reverse it.
So now super chat again and tell her what you really think.
So spend more money on that and please clarify.
Yep.
Blakey, watching Steven Seagal's awkward run is that and the thing with the sticks that's
he was still awesome. I don't care what you say. It was awesome. Yeah.
It's the best. It's the best. You like Jackie Chan movies, Jilbo Baggins?
Jilbo Baggins. They're good, but my favorite is actually the ones with the blonde kid. The one where they're back and forth with each other. No, sorry, not that one. With the comedian, the black comedian. What's the name of the movies? Chat, what's the name of the movies where the Don't Touch My Radio? Don't touch a black man's radio.
Haven't
Chris
seen
Tucker. Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. My favorite movie.
Yes.
Those two together are gold.
That's right. I did see those movies. That was hilarious.
Oh,
he was so funny in that movie.
So good. And they have takeout the blooper reels that are so funny after each one of those.
The blooper reels are hilarious. I love those movies. Sterling could be in a dirty t-shirt and a bad haircut and it wouldn't distract from the obvious. That's very kind of you to say,
no,
Barbie.
When I have a bad haircut, it's bad. Yeah.
We can throw a hat on it though. Blake Reed, my celebrity crushes were Uma Thurman, she's a babe. Charlize Theron, she's okay. Holly Berry doesn't do it for me. Drew Barrymore really doesn't do it for me. Sterling, can you weigh in on this?
You know what? I was sitting here with my hands doing everything, but I realized it's below the camera, so none of that got translated into the message. Uma Thurman, gorgeous.
Yes.
Charlize Theron, gorgeous. Shoulders are a little broad. Halle Berry, beautiful. Not my thing. Definitely not Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore is the least out of that for me.
For sure.
Halle Berry is very pretty. She has very pretty features. She just doesn't. I think it's her haircuts most of the time. Like I don't like her short hair all the time. I don't know. She changes up her hair for me, and it's just not it. But Uma Thurman, Blake,
great actress.
Yeah, and also Goldie Hawn and her daughter, like we talked about earlier.
Yes, absolutely.
Both classic babes.
Yes,
total babes.
Absolutely.
Blake, I'm glad you brought up Uma. I love Uma. Atkins in Texas. Sterling, who were your celebrity crushes? Well, we kind of covered that.
Well, I think I need to give, well, those were offered up. So I was trying to remember who some of my celebrity crushes were. Well, Aaron and I talked about it. Kate Beckinsale, for sure.
That's right.
In Pearl Harbor, I thought she was stunning and beautiful. And I like her personality. If you actually follow her on Instagram, she's got quite a sense of humor. She's more
that's good.
Yeah, she's more outgoing and quirky and funny than you would think from an A-list actress. But she's definitely one. If I think another one, I'll tell you. But that would be the one that came.
I think Blake Lively's pretty.
Oh, Blake Lively's gorgeous.
Yeah, I think she's really pretty.
Oh,
I also love her husband.
You know who else I like a lot? She does the cups thing in the acapella movie. I love that I can't remember the name, but I can remember the details. Short girl. Like, I dig her. Everyone knows who she is. Chat. She was in the acapella movie. Really cute, red hair, short.
I like gingers. I love a redhead.
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick. Oh, something about her.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Sorry. I hate to break your heart.
I hate her hairline. Oh.
Anna Kendrick is just button cute for me.
Oh, God, you guys.
Yeah. I like Anna Kendrick. Yep. I admit it.
That's unfortunate. But you said you did like Girl Next Door. She's pretty Girl Next Door.
Thank you.
She's really plain.
Yep.
There's like nothing about her that I think is. I love a woman who has like really interesting features. Like there's some, like her eyes, like something that really kind of. Oh yeah, Emma Stone. She is cute.
I don't think Emma Stone's cute at all. I love her acting.
I think she's cute, but I don't think she's gorgeous.
No.
Like I think Blake Lively, she has very different, like interesting features. Uma Thurman is out of this world as far as like exotic looking to me.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm attracted to in a woman. I don't like plain. So for you to say Anna Kendrick, like there's nothing interesting about her.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. I feel like you could do way better than that. But okay.
I don't know. I like Anna Kendrick.
We'll work on it.
Really do.
Ooh, it's too bad.
She's cute.
I starred that one. Gene Wally is trash. You wouldn't know it if you saw his wife's social media. I saw her social media and I know exactly what you mean. Also, guys, he just finished the competence and leadership course on the free wins.
Who's Gene Wally?
My dad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I saw his wife's social media. He's such a dick swinger. It's too much. It's just too much. Mama Joe, love Mama Joe. Love the name Sterling. My sister named her sister-in-law. Son.
Must be son.
I was thinking that was like okay.
Hey, thank you.
Sterling is such a cool name, you guys. I can't get over his name. I love that name.
I lucked out with the name.
I love this too, by the way, Faye. I love Tombstone. That's like one of my favorite movies. Thank you for that. I had such a crush on Val Kilmer in that movie. Oh my God.
Val Kilmer's also another great actor. I love him.
He's so sad what's going on with him.
Oh, I know. He was one of my Real Genius. If you guys haven't seen Real Genius from the 80s, classic.
Did you watch his documentary on Netflix?
I did. I didn't know that much about him before then. I was surprised.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I'm sad about it. He's such a good actor.
And I got to say, I don't like Tom Cruise that much, but the fact that they put him in Top Gun 2 for that part, I thought was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. I heard that too.
I don't know if he actually did it himself, but yeah.
That's for you.
Yes, Blake Reed. Thank you for the super chat. Basenjis are so cool. Do they really yodel? Yeah, they do. And they're actually quiet dogs. When they do yodel, it's not that much. Again, depends on the personality of your dog. The one that's in my pictures is almost never says anything. Everything's
Weird.
in the eyes. Everything's in the eyes. Doesn't wag his tail. Everything is in the eyeballs, and they just look at you, and you can tell what they're feeling by how they look at you.
That's crazy. That's all dogs for me, though.
He's such a sweetheart. He's so cool. I love him. I love him.
He is really cute.
Favorite time of the day. I have a soul crush on you both. What's your favorite time of day? Sunset. Absolutely. Always. That's because when I play beach volleyball in Santa Monica, the sun sets over Malibu, and sometimes the view of that will just blow you away, knock your socks off.
I think it's a tie for me for morning, because I love waking up to hearing birds chirping. Like I love that sound, and I love just kind of like going out in the morning and looking at everything and like the dew or the frost on things. I think that's so peaceful.
Yeah.
But I also really do love sunset. But I think it depends on the time of year. I like sunset like in the summertime.
Right.
But like this time of year when things are crisp in the morning and there's like a coat of like frost on the grass. I also have a farm in my backyard. So it's so pretty, and like all the trees and just the animals, and it's kind of a tie for me.
Do you post on the community tab for YouTube?
What does that mean?
So, and YouTube has a community thing where you can just put you can just put up like pictures of what you're doing or your house.
Is that like what you're doing?
Yes. Because I listened to my chat, and some of them had gotten in there and we were talking, and they were like, well, they don't have Instagram. So I was like, and I didn't want people to have to sign up to see other things, because part of the message of my channel is loving life after leaving Scientology.
Yeah.
So I post the pictures on my YouTube channel. It's called the community page. And what's great about that is you can post pictures, do surveys. But now if someone watches my video, they can go right to those pictures, and there may be something I spoke about. That is why you're getting all the questions about the dog, because I posted a picture of him. So
you'll have to teach me how to do that. Yeah, I would post in that.
So
I would
really
definitely.
Fun, it's very, very easy to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would love to do that. Okay,
that's in your backyard would be awesome.
Yeah, I love my backyard. I love nature like that.
And people just getting in here, we're not talking about anything sexual. She actually has a backyard that's pretty cool to see. So, in case you're wondering.
What would be the sexual version of that? Can you clarify?
I'm not going to explain it. I locked myself into that. So, Allison Byrne.
I'm being serious. I have no idea what backyard would mean, but okay.
Okay.
I could get front yard maybe, but I don't know. Okay. I don't know how you guys do it in California. So happy to catch you guys tonight. Thank you, Allison. Love you, gal. Love Allison.
Want me to read that
one? Sure.
Kimberly Larson at Relatable Reese and Sterling. From what I understand, staff and Sea Org members start generally in their early teens. Do you think many of the abuses and problems come from giving teens unchecked authority? I have to say that it's not necessarily the fact that they start in the early teens. In the Sea Org a little bit more, because you have a harder time convincing an adult that would be a good idea. But I don't think it has a lot to do with unchecked authority. And what I mean by that is that once someone gets a lot of authority, their true personality and characteristics come to the forefront, and you kind of really see what type of person you're dealing with.
I would agree.
If the person's not an asshole in the first place, with unchecked authority, they're going to kind of be nice, kind people.
Yeah.
It really does amplify and put on steroids that mean or antisocial or a narcissistic personality. So I don't think that has a large factor, but that's also a very good question.
That is a good question. Yeah, that is a good question. This one, I think you starred.
Yes. Saudi. Was Sterling in the military? No, I was not. I was in Saudi as a civilian. I worked for a family there, managing their properties and traveling with them and all that kind of stuff. And the only reason I started that was because I also met a lot of awesome people from the military while I was there.
I bet you did.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Saudi's a dry country. So if you ever wanted to go to a party and have any real alcohol, not the stuff that people made with fermented grape juice, you would, if you knew the Marines, they actually got a ration of alcohol. So those were the best parties to go to. I also played on a softball team there. I was the only non-military connected civilian that played on that softball. No, there's two of us that played on that softball team. Everyone else was either a consultant for the military or in the military. So
Interesting.
I was a giant fan. They're all great people.
Oh,
People
I'm
who
sure.
travel and do that sort of stuff are fantastic. And I still have friends from this day that I played on that softball team with. And
That's amazing. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Chaotic Bleach, love you, gal. A few minutes behind on the stream, but Brendan Fraser is a beautiful human. Yes, he seems, well, I don't have a crush on him, but he seems like an amazing guy just in real life.
He does really seem like a nice guy.
He does. He just comes off as a really nice guy. I think we covered the silent sex.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. And I think he's going to cover all he wants to there. Oh, we already covered that too. Thanks for that super chat there. Amy wants to know, are you going to flex with that mic?
You know what? I've got it so down set that I don't need to worry about it, but it doesn't work anymore because my anger, you know what? There we go.
Oh, there you go, girls. He did it for you. He did it.
All right. It doesn't, my camera, I can't adjust it anymore like that. That was unintentional.
That's hilarious. He's spilling the tea more than I thought, Peace Lady. Yeah. We like it. We like this version of Sterling. We like pulling that out of him.
Only Reese could get me to talk about it. So
I love that, by the way. I hope that I continue to only be the person that does that.
I hope so. Talking about it with Aaron might be awkward.
You can't talk about it with Aaron. Tampa B man, dang girl. Really? I don't think so. I don't think we're quite to that status.
No, I came underdressed to this party, Reese. You're knocking out of the park. I'm wearing my tux next time.
Okay. I don't know what to say. I enjoy being polished, I guess.
And I love, by the way, the one thing people got to know about me, I love wearing a tux and going to fancy dinners or parties dressed up in a tux.
A tux, though? That's kind of extreme. That's
it's a little bit of James Bondish. Okay, so there's a story behind that too.
Like, do you wear a suit? I could see you in a suit.
No, tuxedo. But it's a black suit. It's a black suit. And sometimes I will just undo the bow tie and it just looks like that way. Anyways, quick story. In Saudi, my boss that was there, his father was a very, very kind, nice gentleman. And they were so nice to me. Look, at the family in Saudi Arabia knew about my Scientology history and story. And I think that's part of why they hired me and took me in. They knew I had not really experienced life up to that point. And being around that family and all the people in that family who treated me like their own son, it was an amazing experience. And one of the things that the grandfather did before he passed away was he knew I had my sights set. I don't know how he knew on this particular tuxedo in London at a very nice store. And he somehow found out and went out and bought that tuxedo for me. And then he passed away like 3 or 4 months later.
Wow.
And so it has a lot of sentimental value to me. And whenever I wear it, I just remember him. And he was the kindest gentleman, the nicest person. Him and his wife just treated me like gold. I mean, they would call me over to their house on the weekdays for dinner and say, come on over. We baked your favorite, Arabic dish. And I would go over and I would have dinner with them and talk and chat. And it was,
cherish that memory.
Yeah. That whole family was so nice to me. And
that is so sweet.
Yeah, always
There's really nothing better than memories like that.
They would on Thanksgiving all go out and have a Thanksgiving dinner with me, even though they didn't celebrate Thanksgiving. They would figure out where they could get a turkey and all that kind of stuff, and then come out because they knew how much I missed having Thanksgiving with my father's family when I was with them. And they would actually.
That is so sweet. That is like, just means more than any amount of money in this world, you guys.
Absolutely.
I am a Cancer sign through and through. And that just like anything I can have an emotional memory like that too means so much to me.
Absolutely.
That's incredible. Thank you for sharing that story, by the way.
Kate Blanchett, also gorgeous, I think.
Oh my God. Yeah. She's gorgeous. Yeah. She sure is.
And I don't think she's pretty in the drop dead gorgeous, sexy way. I think her personality mixed with just her looks, she does it for me.
Personality can make somebody so attractive.
And she has charm,
Yes. Yes.
oozing charm. Yeah,
Personality, though, for me, like truly can take a person who's kind of average and make them stunning. Like
agreed.
for me,
Agreed.
that's what I mean. I mean, a pretty face, great, dime a dozen to me. I don't know. I mean, there's beautiful people everywhere. You can admire that, but
So
a
true.
personality is what gets it for me. This one's for you.
Nancy New 12. She's British or she's Irish or I hope somewhere over there, but that's Sterling
Yeah,
Pound right there.
I love her.
You and your sister split up. Sterling and Justin split up. Oh, so that's you and your sister split up.
Oh, yeah.
Sterling and Justin split up, and Aaron and his bro lived apart.
Yeah. That's not uncommon in Scientology. They split up families even in the church.
Yeah, that's not uncommon.
They split up husbands and wives in the Sea Org.
Yeah, I don't ever look at Justin and I being split up as something that was Scientology involved, to be honest with you. And it may rub some people the wrong way. I just don't, because when Justin and I got split up, it was because my mom left Scientology at that time, or left the organization. That was why we got split up. Now, when Justin left the Sea organization, yes, we were split up. I still tried to stay in touch with them. When Ronnie and Biddy left the Sea organization, I got split up from them, and Scientology, the Sea Org, would hope I would never speak to them. So that's the part where they split us up. Justin and I just had bad luck too. When I left, he was in Virginia. I was in LA. He moved to LA. I moved to Saudi. It wasn't until I got back from Saudi that Justin and I were finally together.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
But it's so sad. Anything they do to split up a family, absolutely. It's one of the biggest crimes they commit. It's horrible. They do it just so they can twist the knife. It mostly comes from David Miscavige and his obsession with doing that. And I will forever do videos on that subject until they stop that practice. Because it's
amen, brother. That's so true. Iwa, we would love to come to Stockholm, Sweden, babe.
I post that because there's two particular groups of people besides Americans in this world that I somehow feel I'm attached to and I love, and that's Canadians and Swedes. They're awesome.
Oh yeah, they are awesome. Dorothy Reese, I love you. Your outfit makes me think of Clint Eastwood. Killer. All right.
I did start that one. That was for you. Yeah.
That's great. I love Clint Eastwood. He's amazing.
He's awesome.
Tampa B man, that's for you.
Thank you, Tampa B man.
She means that. She is such a wonderful lady. Okay, let's do this one. Figment 3904. I always love the vibe between you two. It's always uplifting when discussing the serious topics. Well, thank you, babe. I agree. I think Sterling and I have a great vibe. I hope that we don't leave this live tonight and he's like, I'm out of here. I'm never coming back with Reese.
I'm done. Nope. That won't happen. Sorry.
Okay,
I had two things to look forward to, guys. It was softball and my conversation with Reese.
How
Softball
cute
sucked.
is he?
It was a shit show. But I had Reese. I knew I was coming to Reese. So
I was worried because the last live I did where we were all kind of crushing on him, I said this last night in my live. I was like, I already ruined it. I killed it. I killed the friendship because I don't know how to have a friend. I've never had any friends. And I was like, look, I already crossed the line. I already crossed the line. So this is why I do best solo, really.
I've learned that forgiveness or understanding that everyone has their quirks is an important, very important thing to learn. Most people mean well, even if they say stuff from time to time. And I'm not even speaking about you, Reese, because I thought your live yesterday was hilarious. I just learned that you got it. Everyone's got quirks. And if you can't learn to love them, then you're not going to be a happy person. So yeah.
What a little angel, you guys. He's so cute, isn't he? He's just
I try
cute
to practice
and
that
tiny.
as much as I say it, though. I'll be honest.
It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to do, but it's a good thing to live by for sure.
I work for an airline, cheap travel, Sterling. Hey, fantastic. Let me know.
She's cute too. Look at her.
Let me know where we're going.
Cute. See, I see somebody like that being your type right there.
I can't see the picture clearly, but a little bit. And I also like the wit with the make it make sense. I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah, she's really cute. I love
what
her.
Airline at? Let's see if she's still in here.
She's probably still in here.
I'm a big airplane fan, so I'd be interested to know.
Blake broke that down for you.
Okay, Blake Reed. Canon Films come from the same list of D movies that Steven Seagal comes from. I heard about them from Jason Brandt's channel, where they react to the worst movies ever made. Well, I'm going to have to look that up. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, Blakey, thank you for your super chat as always. No, I love the hat, Reese. Okay. That was our 1-1 friend.
Good, thank you. Yeah. Now I think we also cleared up what 1-1 meant for her. So
yeah, I knew that you did. You didn't have to super chat me again, but thank you for that. Blake likes her too. You
No,
guys could do
or
much
wait a second.
better.
Wait a second. You might have misread that exclamation point. That could be Anna Kendrick. What? Or that can be Anna Kendrick. Hey, and
No, I know
that's
Blake well enough. He
thi-
likes her too.
this is why chats. This is why texting is dangerous. I think because you can't see
That's
the
true.
face.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he likes her. I'm disappointed for you guys. I feel like Blake is super cute too. You guys could do a lot better than that. That's all I'm going to say. Tanya, your celebrity crush is Charlie. I don't
Hunman
know.
from Sons of Anarchy.
I don't know. Is that the main dude?
Yeah, yeah, it's the blonde guy.
Oh, yeah, he's all right. I don't have a lot of crushes. You got
Seems
to
like a
really
cool guy too.
impress me.
Seems like he's pretty badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like I have to be really like attracted to something about you for me to have a crush. If I had to pick one celebrity queen, it would be Kate Blanchett. Okay.
No, that
I mean,
I think I saw that. By the way, Reese, I pulled this up for you.
oh my, yes. Oh, he's so hot. Look at his eyes. Oh, he's so sexy. You know why I think I have such a big crush on him too? He reminds me so much of Fred.
Oh, is that okay? Okay.
Yeah, Fred played the piano for 90 years. He plays piano. They're very just polished gentlemen, and I
Yeah.
love his eyes. I just think his eyes are so beautiful. Um, that just it's I'm gonna let me see. Thank you for pulling that up, by the way.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Um, never mind. I won't show you because it's not the same. I don't see. It's just I don't see the comparison, but he reminds me of Fred. I don't know what it is. He reminds me of Fred. Chris Tucker from Joni. Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan are awesome. I'm still in love with Val Kilmer. Totally. Val Kilmer is a classic dude, and he's such a sweet man. I mean, I
Yeah.
watched his documentary. It made me very sad. But yes, Joni. Cat ACDC fan. I wish I could come up with a question for you too, but I'm definitely enjoying this. Oh my God, Reese, you so do not hold back your feelings. That's true, Cat, and you've been with me since the start. So Cat knows that for sure. And I
Hey,
hope you don't mind.
we've answered a lot tonight. We've talked about a lot. We've talked about your story.
We have.
Maybe next time we'll talk about a little bit more of my story.
I definitely want. I actually feel kind of bad. I feel like we took up
No,
more
no,
time on
please. No,
me.
no, 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 no. Not don't feel bad at all. I enjoy as much listening to someone tell their story as I do telling my own. But this just gives us so much chances to talk. So
Thank you for that, Faye. Yeah, I know we're running over here, so I know we can I'm trying to get through these quickly. We don't have that many left. Was on wrong chat. Sorry, treats for fur babies from Auntie Faye. Thank you, Faye. You're so sweet. Blakey, when I treat myself, I wear whoops. Where'd that go? Black slacks and leather cowboy boots. All right. A shiny red long sleeve shirt and a black vest. Blake, sexy. I love that.
that is a picture. That is a
I
picture
like
for
that. Jeff has cowboy boots too that he wears, and it's a turn on. I'm going to be honest. Like
sure.
he knows when he puts those on, I will say like, "What are you wearing those for?" And he'll go, "You know what I'm wearing them for." I'm like,
Then you need to turn up the music really loud.
but I'm a sure thing. There's no velvet rope to get into Club Reese.
But when he tries, you
up.
like it, right? Come on.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's good when a guy tries. I love Renby. Love you, friend. Also, Sterling, even though I'm sure he likes camping. Today was a tough one. This chat made me smile. She was the one who was like, he looks like he's into camping.
Oh, okay. So I may have covered it slightly, but I don't look at I if people were camping, if I was dating a girl who loves camping, all for it. I really hate not sleeping in my own bed. I love my bed. I don't
Even like a hotel though. See, I don't
even
mind
a
that.
hotel.
Oh, see,
And I go to a lot of nice hotels. It's fun, but I still love my
well,
bed.
yeah. I think that's of course. I think everybody likes their own bed, but I don't mind sleeping in a nice hotel. Like,
Nice hotels are nice. Still
yeah,
not my bed.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Jeannie, such a profound insight how you never know what someone is going through to say hello and smile. It can mean a lot. Totally. I think we're all on the
Absolutely.
same page there. Yeah, it means a lot. It can mean so much to somebody's day. I've learned that now more than ever having this channel. So many people. I'm talking with at least probably about 1,800 people now. And I answer so many of your messages, and so many of you will tell me or share your stories with me, and they're heartbreaking. Some of them are current, some are past. And so many people, Sterling, will be like, what you labeled and talked about today changed my whole outlook. Like it just, It means so much to me. More, you could never put a dollar amount on that. It means
Right.
the world to me. It
Absolutely.
really does. Sorry, I kind of rambled there, but
No, totally okay.
um, I haven't seen that one. Do you want to read that one?
Jimbo Baggins, worst movie ever made, Deathbed. Worth looking for. The tagline is the bed that eats.
Never heard of it, Jilbo.
Never heard of it, but it seems like it could be something fun. But who knows? Who knows?
Oh, Blakey. Um, Thank you, Blakey. I just love Blake. I love him. I'm so glad he's a part of the family. Thank you for your super chat, my love. So Sterling, do you want to chat about this one for a minute?
Yeah. Hey Heather, how you doing? Sterling, what do you do for a job? I don't tend to talk about my job, but I'm in a position where I organize things. I make arrangements for stuff, and I don't really talk about my job. I just don't. But
That's okay, guys. We don't want to push that. I don't want to make him go somewhere
yeah,
if he's not comfortable doing it.
yeah.
We'll just let that one sit there. That's
Yeah,
okay,
everyone can
Sterling.
think I work for the CIA because that.
That's actually what it is, by the way.
Well,
Sorry, I just outed him.
and on
I
my
just
channel, I
pulled an
told that story.
Aaron. I just
Dave
outed him.
Miscavige actually had me put in an interrogation to find out if I work for the CIA, and he's known me his entire life essentially. So, yeah. So for whatever reason, yeah.
Glad you got some dry shampoo, by the way. I really promote that shit.
Sterling's a fixer.
What are his deal breakers? Sterling, we didn't talk about that. Do you have deal breakers?
I do, I think, but I don't think they're as analytical as one would tend to think they were. I think they're a little more on the subliminal part of my brain, meaning there's just little things that happen or occur that might be a no. But that being said, too, one thing would be, they don't have to be into sports, but they have to be somewhat active, meaning they need to take care of themselves in my mind.
Oh, sure.
To some degree, I think that would be one of the things I would have as a prereq, but I really think most of it is it's what happens in the conversation and how I look at them, and
yeah, kind of how you click. I mean, yeah. I
And
feel the
sometimes
same
you click
way.
instantly. I've had girls that I really, really liked, but I knew that they were dealing with something behind the scenes, and I couldn't put my finger on it, and it wasn't really appropriate for me to ask. And all of a sudden, they disappeared out of my life, and that was rough because that was one girl that I really, really liked, and I would arguably say I would be dating her today,
That's too
if
bad.
that didn't happen. But I knew she was dealing with something, with some pain and damage, and I left it with, you could always contact me if you need help.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, she didn't, but
That's really sweet.
yeah.
I don't really have very many other than guys. Like I told you, I can't stand anything more than a dick swinger. So
Right.
I can't put up with guys like that. I also, deal breaker for me, oddly enough, would be somebody who like really doesn't like animals. I don't like, I'm weird about that. Like people who are like, oh, I hate dogs. I'm like, ooh, I don't know. And for me, that's kind of a deal breaker. It really is. So that's a weird thing to say, but we can sign off here in a second. We wanted to say hi to Jackson. Hi, Jackson.
Hey, Jackson, how you doing?
He's texted me. You texted me, Jackson. I actually talked to Sterling about that. Maybe the three of us could do a live sometime if you're up for that, Jackson. And Third Eye Open, I just wanted to tell you again that I love you, babe. Of course, I read your chats. I love you. Guys, I don't read your chats as much when I'm with somebody else, but when we're together. That's why I have to have my one-on-one alone time with you guys because I love talking with everybody.
And it is. I'm watching your chats. I mean, I'm watching your chats, Reese, or even this one. You almost wouldn't be able to talk if you were trying to read all the chats. It goes.
Well, you couldn't when you're with somebody else.
Yeah. Oh,
For
I guess when
me,
you're with someone, even I don't think I can answer it that fast. But that's me. This is why I say you're so good at it. You really.
Well, that's I think why I go on with no topic because I don't really want to have a topic. We choose the topic as a group, and then we just like boom, boom, boom. We just talk about all kinds of different things and let it roll. But that is the purpose of my doing lives. I really like to engage with the people. I just do. And then there was somebody. Oh, another super chat. Don't know Jean-Claude Van Damme movies as much. Really don't. Didn't watch
They were
very many.
okay, but that guy that guy rubbed me the wrong way a little bit for some reason, though he did have some really good movies too, in that same genre, that were
Yeah,
just popcorn movies and fun to watch. But yeah, I didn't love
definitely
him.
that,
Yeah,
Jenna, by the way. Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
definitely that. And I would think male or female. I would think people who are I can't stand people who are super self-absorbed and into themselves and they don't ask about the other person. Like I could never go on a date where someone just talks all about themselves and
Yeah.
doesn't like ask questions. That's why I feel bad about tonight. I feel like we mainly talked about me and I don't
No, you
like
didn't.
that.
No, no, no. I asked the
Um,
questions. I intentionally asked those questions because I was realizing that there was something about you I didn't realize. I didn't know that part of the story. I had no clue. So I let you do that,
yeah.
because I genuinely wanted to hear it. So we'll get a chance to go back and forth on it. But no, don't feel like that at all.
Okay.
I couldn't have stopped you if I wanted to. I was like, no, oh, I got to hear this.
Well, I
I was,
appreciate that, but it does feel unbalanced and I hate that. Like that's, I don't like it when you have a
at least we're streaming to my channel.
That's true. We had to make that happen. I was not going to do this again where it was just me. No
Thank
way.
you to Aaron.
Has to
Yeah.
be balanced. Yes. Thank you to Aaron, our sweet, sweet brother, Aaron. So I love this, guys. I think we all love Sterling on. I know we do because we have over 1,000 people in this chat, and that's incredible. So obviously, you guys love us, and we love you. We love your super chats. We love your wisdom. I say this all the time. I love the feedback. It means the world to me talking with you guys. Sterling, are you going to come back with us?
I'm just hesitating just to mess with your head. Of course I am. Of course.
Okay. You
No, no.
can't do
You
that
just have
because
to
I have
figure out. I want
such
to figure
low
out.
self-esteem. You can't do that because then I get freaked out and I start panicking.
I know. I know. Oh, what's this? No, absolutely. It's not even a question in my mind. It's not even. I don't really even need to think about it. So I hesitate when you ask the question because it's a pre-gone conclusion in my head. No, absolutely. We need to figure out scheduling for it. Sunday seems nice. Sometimes we wouldn't be able to. And I want to also make sure, because I was doing Sundays with Aaron too at some point, but maybe we
Yes.
do something on a weekday too. We just need to figure out what's going to
We
be.
can switch it up. I can do Wednesdays. I know you do Wednesdays. So like maybe you do something with Aaron on a Sunday and then you and I do a Wednesday. And Aaron also said that you can do late night stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know if that affects, if you can do that, but I can do like, 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
If
want
you
to keep
ever
you up.
wanted to, let me just
Yeah.
tell you, I would.
Okay. Okay,
I would definitely do that.
because that I love that it hits the crowd down under. I love that it hits the early morning for the UK,
Totally.
and then the East Coast wakes up in the morning. They have something to listen to while they're
Totally.
doing dishes, cooking breakfast, etc.
I
I
love
hope
that
they get
too.
all that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love that too. And just so you know, I would be willing to do that with you. So if you ever wanted to, that's a yes from me too.
Good. Done and done.
But sometime maybe we can do something with Mitch.
Yes.
Guys, this is going to be a long relationship. So we'll plan stuff out. We'll do stuff. We may not hit it every week. Sterling's probably going to become very popular and people are going to want to do stuff with him. And so,
And then we have game night coming up too. So we figure that one in too.
yeah. But I'm just saying, like, we're going to make it work. We'll just figure it out. And he has more of the schedule than me. So we'll work it out. But we love Sterling and I want to have him on.
Absolutely. Unquestionably. And I want to hear so much more about your story too. We'll talk some about mine.
We also want to hear about you.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you want to say to the crowd?
No. Hey, thank you so much for everyone that showed up. I mean, yeah, we had at the max like 157 in here. That's awesome.
Yeah, we had a lot. And this was a long one. We always kind of tend to go long. Although last week you cut out for a while and I just kept flapping my gums. Right. The Midwestern girl in me just kept going.
You went and I was like, I came back and I was like, oh my gosh, she's still on. This is awesome.
This bitch is still talking. Yeah. Wow.
And apparently I only have one freeze per stream. So, and you know what? It's becoming my thing. I'm just gonna own it. That's what I'm
but you know what? It's kind of cool. Yeah, it didn't happen again. And I love that.
Yeah. We even have a lot of people bouncing in here now, but hey, you know what? We're going to do it again, guys. We love your questions. Reese, thank you so much for having me on.
Sterling, I love talking to you. I really do. Like, it's very therapeutic. I've said that. I'm very attracted to like your beingness, your mind. I love it. Love talking to you.
Thank you so much. When I made that comment about people being fascinating, you are now on the top of my, wait a second. You're now on the top of my list of fascinating people.
Okay. Well, that you've set the bar really low there. That is the last word I would use to describe me. That's crazy.
Really? No.
Yes.
No, I disagree.
I'm incredibly boring. All I do is
Agree.
eat cheese enchiladas and take
Agree.
naps.
Agree to disagree. Oh yeah, I'm
Okay.
having taquitos tonight. By the way, I love Mexican food.
Yeah, me
Love
too. I could
Mexican
eat it
food.
every day.
Oh,
It's my favorite. Yeah. So guys, we will be back. I don't know when, but we will make an effort to do this as often as we can because I love talking with Sterling.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. We want you guys to see and understand that you can leave something as crazy and as sinister as Scientology and still somehow make it a life, be interesting, be enjoyable. And I think one of the things that you brought to this network, to the SPTV, Reese, is that your upbeat personality, your frankness, and everything is just fun. I mean, come on, guys, you have
Thank you.
to have fun in
Fun
life.
is fine. Funny is fine,
Yeah.
but fascinating is a little extreme. I think again,
No,
your bar is set really low. You
no,
need to
I think
raise your standards.
I tend to overuse the word fascinating, but that's because
There
I
you go.
really do think everyone is unique. I don't really think there's a plain person in the world once you get to talk to them and you get to pull those things out and have a discussion. You're going to find out every person is so unique in so many ways.
And you know what else I love about Sterling, you guys? I shared another story tonight I've never talked about. That's what I love about Sterling. That's it. I just put my finger on it finally. I always say I'm like crazy in love with his mind. Sorry if that makes you feel weird, but I am because I really like how you make me feel. Look at that. I shared something else tonight. You get me to share, which is weird because I share, right? Like I don't have a
Yeah,
problem sharing, but it's almost like you pull that stuff out of me, if that makes sense, what I'm saying.
it
Like
does. It
the
does.
baby book thing, I had no intentions of sharing, and I shared that with you because I felt comfortable with you. So
Well, thank you so much. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
it's
And
it's a
again,
it's a big characteristic. It's like an amazing thing to have.
I
It's
don't even intend to do it. I think it's just I generally like hearing about people's lives and how they got there and what they're doing now. And I think
Chris, don't
talking
be a
to people
jerk.
is
That's mean. I was being
I'm going to.
serious.
We should do the dinner thing sometime. I never got to do that. You order, I'll order here.
I'll pick the most expensive restaurant in Kansas City. That's the
Yeah.
shittiest thing.
And
I
I
can't
will
believe
shut
that
up,
person
guys.
did that.
Guys, I try to see the best in everybody. It's very easy with Reese, but I try to see the best in everyone. I know I compliment people too much. I even probably say most people are wonderful when I'm talking about people that were in Scientology with me. But I do truly believe that, and I do absolutely have people I really dislike, and I make
Oh,
sure that's known.
yeah.
But I do. It's just it is how I am. I think that about most of the people in my family too. Um,
Guys, he
and
just tries to see the bright side. He grew up in a damn cult,
yeah, right.
you know? He's
You can
finally seeing the good things in life.
Yeah, and there is a lot of good things in life. There's just so much to enjoy, and I try to do more of it. And doing this has made me even more want to do the things I really love and get out and do more things and meet more people. So,
Yes, it's a beautiful thing. There's nothing wrong with that. There's
no,
never gonna be anything wrong with that. Liking people, complimenting people, it's amazing.
I agree.
Okay, well, I don't know how to do the sign off. Do we do your outro? I don't know how that works.
No, I think we don't have access to anything of mine. So
We
it's
can
just
just end it too.
yeah, it's do your outro if you want, end it, and then yeah, we're good.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, don't leave.
I will not
I'll
leave.
say
Not
goodnight
leave.
to you. Okay, guys. Thank you again. Thank you for everybody super chatting, everybody's wisdom, everybody's feedback. We love you all. And we'll do this again, hopefully in a week. Okay. Sterling, say bye.
Peace out.
Okay, here comes Fred. Bye, guys.